If Dirty does it and Dirty said it in 30 minutes, I've been legit in business for more than 30 minutes. Oakland to Vegas.
Oh, hell no.
If Dirty does it and Dirty said it in 30 minutes, I've been legit in business for more than 30 minutes. Oakland to Vegas, Aldo, Mark Davis, Keza the Coliseum, a silver and black famous. Black hole energy at the center of Death Star. Raiders bring the magic, we competition with Pixar. 3 different decade champion wins don't fade. Dirty is the name of man, the legacy you can't stain. Once a Raider, always a Raider, that's the motto, right? Just win, baby, like the torches set the iron sights. Got the shield ready, all them wins get us through the fight. Outlaws of the league, Raider Nation going worldwide.
Yo, what it do? What it do? What it do, man? Back in the building, man. Everything should be fresh and new. The flickering should stop. You know what I mean? Oh, look. All I'm gonna say is, man, tore shit apart. Tore shit apart. All on my computer trying to figure it out, and it was the damn ring light plugged into the same uh power socket as the camera. So it was in man, something so simple, so stupid. Took me forever to figure it out. But I did figure it out. So I'm here. I'm in the building. What's good, man? Blessings to everybody, man. 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of times, greatly appreciated. More than I could verbally express. Um, See people pulling up in the building. 303 Raider, what it do, man? Salute to you. Blessings to you. You know what I mean? Well, right away in the building. What's good with you, man? Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well with you. Stream Elements is in the building too. I guess they decided to pop up. Um, that's I guess you can customize your bot. I'm not here to customize my bot. I'm here to chill out. I'm here to hang out. I'm here to have a good time. Um, there seems to be 3 coaching positions left. What up, Dark? Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well. There's 3 coaching positions left, head coaching positions left, man. And yeah, um, people are getting fired, and people are contemplating going back, and people don't want to be head coaches in places. And like, hey, look, I'm gonna talk about the Mike McDaniel real quick. That shit killed me. D Menace, what it do? My guy in the building. Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well. Um, it's funny to me, man, that you get considered for a job, and then you like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna go be an OC somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm gonna chill out and just be an OC for a little bit, and then I don't want to really come to I don't really want to come out there and hang out in Cleveland. I'll pass. LA is a much nicer place to be. Weather is definitely better. Scenery is definitely better. But that's crazy to pass up on a head coaching job, you know what I mean, to be an OC, you know what I mean, just because it's LA. I get it. But, what does that say about Cleveland? Not just the city, but the franchise. You know what I mean? You got people passing up to be head coaches, you know what I mean, to go be an OC somewhere simply because they just don't want to be in your presence. To me, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. So that also tells me that the Cleveland job is way more or less interesting than the Raiders job. So I don't know. I'm just saying, and then I'm not really too much concerned about us anymore. I know what we getting ready to do. I know who we gonna hire. I know who our next head coach is going to be. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I just, like I said, I hope he has the right staff in place, comes in and makes all the right choices, picks up the right players, signs the proper free agents, draft accordingly to what he wants, not necessarily what everybody else wants. You know what I mean? If you feel like Mendoza's the guy, then draft him. No problem. Got no argument from me. All right. If you feel like he's not the guy and you choose to do something else, you get no argument from me. Because I trust people's actions till I don't have a reason to trust them anymore. You know what I mean? Let me see who else in the bill. I know people pulling up. Chewy, what's good with you, man? Blessings to you, brother. Blessings to you. If you want to come, if you want to pull up and shoot your shot, bro, to the audience, you more than welcome to. Dark says, you think Kubiak will turn down the Raiders to go back for another year with the Seahawks? No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. He's ready to take that next step. You know what I mean? Loon in the building? Where Loon at? I didn't even see Loon. Loon in the building? What it do, Loon? You know what I mean? What it do? He said, I feel you. The same thing happened to me trying to. Hey, look, you crazy, bro. You crazy, man. You crazy, brother. Yeah. No, I don't believe he will go back to the Seahawks, win or lose. Win or lose. I just don't see him taking that next, taking that step back. I feel like he will definitely be moving forward as a head coach. Trying to load up the channel of the day for you guys. Charles Washington, what's good with you, man? Blessings to you, man. Blessings to you. Let me see. Yeah, let's add a video. Here we go. Just for y'all, man. Just for y'all, brothers. I came in late, so let me give y'all a blessing. You know what I mean? Let me give y'all a blessing real quick. You got a minute. She said, but this what I hear in my head.
Saying, It just keeps growing. Guys, like what? Oh, like that. I don't know what to tell you. This is crazy.
I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Slow motion. I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Slow motion.
So there you guys are, fellas. Just for y'all, man. Just for y'all, man. I went and made something real quick just for y'all, just to apologize for my tardiness. You know what I mean? I was a little late pulling up to the show. But let me say, imagine if Kubiak decides not to draft Mendoza and build around Gino. I can see the fire coming his way. No, look, I've seen Kubiak do some things with quarterbacks, right? And if he doesn't feel that Mendoza is the guy, then he doesn't feel that Mendoza is the guy. You know, like I get it. Everybody wants him, you know what I mean? It's the Heisman Trophy winner. It's it's a lot. And his age comes into play and he's more mature. And look, I understand all of that, right? But the kid is still a system player, and you have to have the right system around him. If you don't have the right system around him, and this goes for any quarterback, you know what I mean, in the NFL, if they're not playing in the right system, they're not going to succeed. And that's just point blank, right? Like, if he doesn't succeed in the first 5 games, Raider Nation is going to be on his neck, bro. We're going to be on his neck. And I'm not talking about the coach, I'm talking about the quarterback. The coach will get time. Quarterback will not, right? Because he's a number 1 overall draft pick. You're expecting a certain aspect from him that you're not getting. And so you're not going to be easy on him. The only way you take it easy on Mendoza is if he doesn't even start the season. I think that's the only way that Raider Nation even takes it easy on him. And if he comes into the game, barring an injury to whoever's starting, that's the only way Raider Nation is going to take it easy on him. If he is drafted number 1 overall and he starts day 1 and he does not perform to the expectations of Raider Nation, you guys are not going to give him time. I'm definitely not going to give him time because I said don't do it. I said don't do it. I understand why you would, but I also understand why you wouldn't. And I'm on the fence of I probably wouldn't. So, that's just my thought process. I feel like some people just, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful or rude or evil. I think some people just be hearing names and they just be throwing them out. Some people got some validity to what they saying, but it's a lot of people that are just record players, bro. You know what I mean? I call them record players because that's all they're doing. They're spinning the record. You know what I mean? Not even a DJ. You spinning the record that you being fed. And for me, I think that's a little crazy. A little deranged. You know, if you got time to listen to the same record over and over and over and over again, Willie Wayne, what it do? Salute, brother. If you're gonna listen to if you got time to listen to the same record over and over and over and over and over and over again, you got time to watch film and decide for yourself. You know, it takes you 15 minutes to watch film, maybe 30. You know what I mean? It takes you 45 minutes to an hour to listen to the same guys over and over and over again, say the same shit, nothing different. Right? Nothing new to add to it. So, you know, for me, you know, the only new thing that I could say is I was wrong. We didn't get our coach on Monday because the Seahawks won. So I gotta wait a couple of more weeks. I'm fine with being patient. You know what I mean? I'm fine with being patient. Ja, my guy, what's good with you, man? Blessings, blessings. Ja says, head coach Clint Kubiak with DC, Jim Schwartz, O-line, John Benton, quarterback coach Greg Olson, OC, Seahawks, OC, boom. Let me see. Scroll down. There we go. Let's put that on the screen right there. Boom, legit team. Yeah, that's a legit team. We got to get a special teams coach too. You know what I mean, Ja? We got to get a special teams coach too, brother. Without a special teams coach, you know, we gonna struggle because that was one of the sad parts of our game this year. Was our special teams. They just buckled. You know what I mean? The field goal team, the kickoff team, the kick return team, everybody. Our special teams was awful. So, you know, we gotta get us a special teams coach too. Anybody know if Basacci still want to coach special teams? I take Basacci on special teams. Bring him back in the building. We said forgot Rams special teams coach. That's a lot. Loon says the same. Greg Olson, who was Geno Smith's QB coach. That's crazy, huh? I don't know. Like I said, I'd rather have Derek Carr than Geno Smith. Just saying. DC is a better quarterback. We the people salute. Blessings. Yeah, bro. I'd rather have DC than have Geno. Smarter, better. Ready, Twine in the building. What good with you, Twine? Blessings to you, man. Blessings. Hope all is well. You know what? I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man. Anybody want to pull up, come hang out, talk with your boy and everybody else? Feel free, man. Just remember, keep it respectful and keep it G. Don't come on here being nothing fake. Stay yourself. You know what I mean? I was gonna say Davis Webb OC and Clay Kubiak OC switch them, but Davis probably won't happen. So, you know, I feel you on that, Ja. I don't think Davis Webb leaves Denver. I thought there was a small chance for him to move up, but if they're gonna make him the OC, he's not leaving. He's not leaving. There's no point to leave. They're grooming you to be the head coach. You know what I mean? So uh they're grooming you to be the head coach. You know, you got action there. You know what I mean? You know, you got action there. So that's a tough one. But I could see Clint bringing his brother in. I could see that, but his brother is proven. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be the same nepotism that Pete Carroll just showed to his son because he was unproven. At least if Clint brought Clay in, at least Clay is proven. You know, Clint Kubiak dope. Patrick Graham is leaving. Let's sign Sean McDermott as DC. Hey, we the people. I said that. I take Sean McDermott as my DC with Clint Kubiak. You know, I definitely I do that all day long. You know, but I could see them keeping Patrick Graham too. Look, Patrick Graham's defense can work given the right pieces. Patrick Graham's defense can work. We've seen it, you know what I mean, be dominant in some games, man. We've seen it. So Josh says the reason I say Davis Webb won't happen because Sean Payton will retire in 2 years and Davis Webb takes the keys as AC. He will be 34. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. You know what I mean? I think yeah, but the other brother in Dallas, Loon, and I'll get to that for a second. I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, that's why I say I don't think Davis Webb leaves Denver. I don't feel like Sean Payton's gonna stick around to his 70s to coach. I'll give him another 2 years, you know what I mean, and maybe 3 at the most, maybe 3. And then by that time, Davis Webb would have gotten a lot of experience as an offensive coordinator and probably a second assistant head coach. Will probably be a title that they place on him as well. So, or co-assistant head coach is probably a title that they'll place on him. And that will elevate him and motivate him to want to stay right there in Denver. I mean, he has a rapport with the team. He wouldn't have to build new chemistry. He can add on to what he was already accomplishing. So, yeah, I feel like Davis Webb staying in Denver makes a lot of sense, which opens the door for Clay, you know what I mean, and a couple of other people, you know. So yeah, that's my assessment on that one. Loon said there's another brother in Dallas. Yeah, but he's a front office guy. To my understanding, he's a front office guy. He doesn't coach, you know what I mean? I think he's a front office analyst, you know what I mean, but up there though. You know what I mean? Like he knows players. Don't think he'll follow his brother to Vegas. But yeah. So I mean, be patient, you know what I mean? Chill out for a little while. You know, what's good with you, Leon? Blessings to you, man. Blessings. Hope all is well. So, you know, I read that Patrick Graham is going to the Steelers. Will Mike McCarthy? Maybe. But would you want to go to the Steelers with Mike McCarthy? I'm just saying, Mike McCarthy gonna be the first first head coach in Steelers history to not make it past 10 years. I guarantee you that. He'll be the first Steelers coach in history to not make it past 10 years. You can mark my words on that one. You know what I mean? You could mark my words. You could write them down. You could take a picture. You could screenshot it. I'm telling you right now. I give Mike McCarthy max 4 years. Max 4 years. And if he don't get it right in 2, ooh, excuse me. Blessings. If he don't get it right in 2, it could only be 2 or 3. D Minutes with the super chat, man. Blessings, brother. Blessings upon blessings. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, man. You know what I mean? You know, it's not needed. You know what I mean? It's not asked for. You know what I mean? Everything is needed. It ain't asked for, but it's greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? It's greatly appreciated. He said, I think Patrick is heading out that way. Okay. I mean, I would rather stay if I have the option to stay here with Clint Kubiak or go to Pittsburgh with Mike McCarthy, I'm gonna stay here. I will stay here. I'm just being honest about that, and I'm not trying to say we need to keep Patrick Graham, but all I'm saying is if it was an option, if it was a choice, if I had a choice, if they was giving me a choice to go to Pittsburgh or stay with the Raiders and Kubiak, I'm gonna stay with the Raiders and Kubiak. I'm not going to Pittsburgh. Not happening. Nope. Not happening at all. For what? For what reason? For what reason? I really don't think the Steelers are going to be better than the Raiders next year. I feel like they're going to have to start all over. You know what I mean? So I really don't think they're going to be better than us next year. You know, I think they may be picking in the top 5 next year, and we'll probably be picking somewhere in between 22 and I want to say 22 and probably 28. You know what I mean? Milk a breezy like cereal, my guy. What's good with you, man? Blessings upon blessings on you. He said, Twan said freedom. I don't know if it's freedom, Twan. I don't know if it's freedom because look, if I had to say that there was another fan base, if I had to say that there was a fan base that was not going to put up with mediocrity and bullshit, you know what I mean, and really going to voice their opinion and the owners take that shit serious, it would be Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Philly, or maybe really not so much Philly, but Pittsburgh for sure. The fans ain't putting up with that. What up, Dre? Blessings to you, man. He came in with the trade Crosby. I don't think Crosby gets traded. Honestly, I don't think Crosby gets traded unless he requests a trade. And I don't really necessarily think that Max wants to go anywhere. I feel like he wants to win here. He just wants some real, like, he wants to see that they really want to win. He wants to see the Raiders spend some money on some really good players. You know what I mean? He wants to get a coach that's going to be here for a long time, you know? So I mean, you said trade Crosby. You give me a value. What you looking to get in return? You know what I mean, Dre? If you want to trade Crosby, he said, do you want to trade him? No, I don't. I don't want to trade Max. Reason being, there's a few reasons why. One, I like Max. You need a dog on your team, man. You can't just be throwing dogs out just because you ain't built the kennel. You know what I mean? He don't want to obey because you ain't training him right. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just throw dogs out just for no reason, right? We did that to Meek. He went over to Detroit and he balled his ass off. I'm not saying he was the greatest corner in the world, but he went over there and he went to the playoffs. You know what I mean? He did well. I actually hope that they target a Meek in free agency because he's a free agent this year. I would like for Meek to come back. Zach says Crosby is going to the Bears. Sadly, he said it in his podcast. He likes Caleb. I listen to Mac's podcast all the time. I never heard him say he was going to the Bears. He said he liked the Bears. He what's happening over there with the Bears. He didn't say that's where he was going. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but and you hear what you want to hear and you believe what you want to believe, but I never heard him actually say he was going to the Bears. And I don't think he really has one. Ain't no conversations to be had. The season's still playing, right? I mean, Max has been asked a bunch of times if he wasn't playing with the Raiders, where a couple he's said the Lions, he said the Cowboys, he's said the Texans, like, so I feel like if it happens, it happens. It is what it is. I'm more loyal to the Shield than I am to any one player. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest backstage. You know what I mean? He in the building, he chilling, he ready to throw out his opinions. You know what I mean? He is the chaplain of NWA. He is also the founder of Brown Crackers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only, my brother, my friend, Mr. Raider Twine. What's good with you, Twine?
Hey, what's good, man? I'm trying to get this new format together, but blessings to everybody.
Blessings upon blessings, brother. Man, what is it? It's got me sideways. I don't like sideways. How do I? Man, this new stream is not the same.
Yeah, that's why I was like, let me try to figure this thing out because this ain't what I'm used to. So
there we go. There we go. I found it. There we go. Okay. yeah, this restream is a little different. You know what I mean?
What you got going, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm just chilling. Dre says I want to keep him, but after he threatened to demand a trade for Pierce, I don't know, man. I want him gone. I understand. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? I definitely understand that. But I'm one of those people, like, I'm just kind of like, players say a lot of things. You know what I mean? Players say a lot of things. I feel like sometimes they just be screaming for attention. They don't even really mean half the shit they say. They just looking for some attention. They just want somebody to hear them.
Amen.
Like, would I be mad for somebody wanting not to be, you know what I mean, on a terrible team? No. I'd never be mad at somebody for wanting better. You know what I mean? That's some hater. That's some hating shit. So I would never, like, it is what it is. But for me, it's shield over everything. Just because you're not a Raider no more don't mean I'm not a fan no more. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna be a Raider fan, regardless of who's here, who's not. That's just the way love goes. Oh, Janet Jackson song. That's the way love goes. I love the Shield.
He wasn't wrong for being like that. How am I out there sweating and working all hard and doing what I do for us to be the worst team in the league? Like I'm nah. So him fighting for AP, like I would have did the same thing. AP was the right move from where we went, where we came from, and to be honest with you, to have what we had this past season, we could have stayed with Antonio Pierce. Because what are we doing again? We finding ourselves again finding a young looking for a young coach that did not have experience. And what are we going to have to do with that young coach that does not have a head coach experience? We're going to have to give that person time. The same time that we could have gave with AP. We could have been 3 years in with the head coach that actually would know what he had and what he was trying to put together and actually have a roster together. So we wasted at least 2 years of coaching with Antonio Pierce. So we're almost back. Like I said, we're almost back to where we were with Antonio Pierce, a young coach that did not have head coaching experience, and we're going to have to give him grace.
I think we're worse off than we were when we had Antonio Pierce, and he wasn't even given full reins like he should have been given.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like look what he did in just a little bit of time without interference, and then he was given the job. You know what I mean? And then he had the general manager who don't know shit. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Telesco is a terrible general manager to me. You can't change my mind from that. You know what I mean? Telesco is a nightmare of a general manager, bro. And I believe he brings sadness and losing to any franchise he touches. Probably why he's not a GM. You know, so like honestly feel like if there was another GM at the helm in San Diego, you know what I mean, they might have a championship or two, but I feel like the GM is what held them back, not the players. It was you didn't go get all the right pieces. You got a couple right pieces, and then instead of you keeping those pieces and adding on the following year, you trade them out for something else, and then it don't go well. I'm just saying. And Antonio Pierce didn't set the team back no years. You know what I mean? Telesco set us back. Tom Telesco set us back, bro. Not Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce is not the one who didn't sign Josh Jacobs. That was Telesco. You know what I mean? Antonio Pierce is not the one that let Amik Robinson walk out the building. That was Tom Telesco. You know what I mean? Key pieces that we had that went to other places, they weren't lost because of Antonio Pierce. They were lost because Tom Telesco didn't see the value in them and made some terrible choices.
You notice all the players that we have lost of recent were all key pieces to another team.
All key pieces to another team, all playing well. You know what I mean? Some 6 of them playing in the motherfucking Super Bowl this year. Yeah, 5 or 6 of them playing in the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Because
we didn't keep him.
Like Antonio was trying to work with what he had, but he was also like, "Hey, give me a quarterback," and
Give me a running back. Give me a quarterback, bro. We gave him trash ass Zamir White as the number 1 back. What are we doing?
But I wanted to clarify the Patrick Graham thing, because I know you probably was trying to understand what I was saying when I said freedom. It's freedom. Is freedom in the sense that he's been with this organization, and to my recollection, two of those head coaches interfered with him, and him being the defensive coordinator. Our last coach and Josh McDaniels. The only person that really let him cook was the small years that he had with Antonio Pierce, and that's when our defense actually really looked good. So if he's gonna want to eventually be a head coach, and I think that's what he's trying to aspire to be. However, let a man get his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to leave and get exposure somewhere else because he can't continue to hide in the basement of this team, especially with us not even being successful. It would be one thing if he was, on a playoff team as a defensive coordinator and not just getting a head coaching job, but he's a defensive coordinator on the worst team in the NFL. That's not going to look good for him in regards to the head coaching, resume and everybody else that's out there looking for a head coaching job. So if he can go to a team that consistently finds themselves to get to the playoffs, and they actually do have talent on that roster, you know what I'm saying? He don't just got a Max Crosby, but he got 2 Max Crosbys on that D-line, at least. You know what I'm saying? The TJ Watson, the Herbig, and you know what I'm saying? They got a D-line over there.
Yeah.
They ain't just got Max Crosby over there.
Look,
So
I can't coach mediocrity every year. You know what I mean? Some point in time, man, you're gonna have to give me something to work with. And I'm just saying, like, did we give him some cool players? Yeah. But was it, you know what I mean? Was it up to par with the standards of the NFL? Nah, not really. Not really. So for me, I'm just like, as I say again, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
but that's the
Like for sure,
frustrating.
Dre, man. Blessings to you. Hope all is well, man. Thanks for tapping in.
That's the frustrating thing, though. It's like, and that's why I hate saying it like that because I don't want, I really don't want him to go because I would love him to run the defense in the way that he, you know what I'm saying? Like really let him cook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You run the defense. Look, make sure that everybody, you know what I'm saying? The goal is that, 13 points and less. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal every game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'll let you slide 13 points because I know my offense is gonna be over here cooking. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. There's only one time, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? One good time in his tenure here that he's actually. It was all on PG. So it might just be best for him to go.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I appreciate you, Dre. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, no, look, I feel you, you know what I mean? I don't have look, I'll say this. If Patrick Graham goes, I won't be upset. If he stays, I won't be upset. I just want him to get the opportunity to run his defense the way he wants it to be ran. Like, and I want him to get all the pieces that he needs to have. He needs some corners. You know what I mean? He needs some corners, bro. I personally want the Raiders to target Amik again. Bring Amik back. You know what I mean? Bring Amik back. You need a dog back there. You know what I mean? You need a dog back there. Somebody teach these boys how to act. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to act.
Well, Because the corners we have, they're not really man corners. The only person that maybe can possibly get away with playing man is our new corner, and that's Porter. But the other guys, like, you can't trust those guys manning up, and that's what Patrick Graham likes to do. Like, if you go back to seeing where he was successful, you know what I'm saying, even with the Raiders, or go all the way back to when he was successful over with the Giants, he had D linemen in rotation, and his corners were in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? They were up close. You know what I'm saying? They were pressing and getting at it, and we have not seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, let PG be free, bro. You know what I mean? Let the Kendrick Lamar of the NFL be free, bro. Cause that boy look like Kendrick. I don't give a shit what anybody say. Patrick Graham and Kendrick Lamar look dead on, like they look spot on related, bro. My 2 cents. What's good with you, Brody? Blessings to you, man. Blessings to you. Hope all is well. Hope you're feeling life good. You know what I mean? Hope you're feeling life good, man. Uh Kubiak system does not fit Fernando. You need an offensive mind that gels with Fernando. Well, here's the thing, Joseph, and this is the crazy. This is what a lot of people are failing to realize. Clint Kubiak's system is built around his quarterback and what his quarterback can and cannot do. You know what I mean? So the Kubiak system that you're seeing this year with Bradford, yeah, it probably won't work. But the the system you saw in Minnesota wasn't the same system you saw in New Orleans, and his New Orleans system is not the same in Seattle.
Don't
You
be,
know what I
don't
mean?
be,
His systems are designed for the pieces of the puzzle that he has to play with. He's one of those coordinators that doesn't have one set system. You know what I mean? He can do and orchestrate multiple systems. He comes from an offensive family. He comes from a hell of a coaching tree, right? So you learn these things, you pick these things up. Like, I would be worried if I felt like he couldn't do that, but that's one of the main reasons I want him, Joseph, because Kubiak is not locked into just one style of a system to play. He can he can orchestrate multiple different systems, you know what I mean, and get the best out of the players that he has to work with. I mean, look at Seattle's offense, bro. It's the same pieces that they had last year, you know what I mean, for the most part, minus a quarterback, you know what I mean, and a few other things. Not really a whole lot, but Kendall Walker, uh, JSN, you know what I mean? These guys were there. You know what I mean? They also had like they had what's that boy name that everybody kept saying was gonna be a mega star, and he never quite ended up. He went to
DK Metcalf.
yeah, DK. You know what I mean? They had DK. You know what I mean? They had Tyler Lockett, and that's not really not saying much because we had Tyler Lockett too, and he really didn't do anything. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They added an offensive coordinator. He told them what quarterback to get. You know what I mean? And now they're in the Super Bowl. So
Don't be surprised we do RPO all year.
I don't like Fernando in the RPO. I'll tell you that. I don't like Fernando in the RPO. Not in the NFL. Frat. I don't think he could take those type of hits. You know what I mean? I don't think he can take those type of hits. So
I'll keep my mouth shut on that.
I speak freely. What up, Jack?
Man,
Blessings to you, man. Hope all is well. Um, he say dirty. It's been a hot minute. Um, Twan too, my boys. Miss you guys. Hey man, blessings to you, Jack. Blessings to you. Dark Kubiak has shown throughout his career that he can work with almost any QB out there. I'm confident that he could develop Mendoza and take him to the next level. It's a strong possibility, but like I said, it that for me all depends on if the Raiders address the offensive line in free agency and maybe grab one key wide receiver to add to the core of what they have. Um, if they can do that, then I'm all for Mendoza. But if you can't get any offensive linemen in here to protect him, I'm not confident in what it is we have right now and him actually succeeding. You know, look, I don't never not want a player because I don't feel like they can really play football. I don't want a player that I feel like could be good and we would just destroy him, man. I don't want to be the reason players don't succeed. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the reason, players get hurt or their career isn't as good as it should be because we don't put the right things in place for success. I'd rather just play with mediocre players. What's the point of having a superstar if you ain't never gonna see the superstar talent? If they're never gonna get to that level, you know what I mean? I got you, man. It's I pinned it to the, I pinned it to the, I put it in the chat, but I'll put it in there again.
I don't think Mendoza's it.
There you go. It's right there for you. It's right there for you, Brody. Huh?
I don't think Mendoza's it.
I feel you, bro. I
I,
feel you.
I'm not even trying to, that's that's why I don't even want to talk too much on it because I know how some people is in their feelings about him, but I don't think
Black and
he's it.
grayed out, my guy. Blessings to you, brother. Blessings. That's my everybody know that's the executive music producer here. You know what I mean? For the late night show. You know what I mean? That's my music. That's my executive music producer right there, man. It's the band, it's the orchestra. You know what I mean? That's everything. But Jack Kenner says, question if Kubiak is head coach, who is the OC that won't be calling plays? I have the answer. Who? You know what I mean? Who who you got calling plays? You know what I mean? Uh
Because usually it is, obviously they do have offense coordinator, but he's not. Um, he doesn't call the plays, obviously, because Kubiak be the one calling the plays. But um, Lombardi, no.
mm-mm.
um, I was just joking because didn't they get rid of Joe Lombardi over with the Broncos? Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, and my dude, they got rid of my guy. I'm so mad at that. Uh, I put it out on Twitter. They I forgot what team was he with. I think it's the Jets. They got rid of my dude Scott Turner. You know what I'm saying? Scott Turner was a passing game, you know what I'm saying, coordinator. They got rid of him. Remember he came in for a little bit and our offense kind of looked a little better because he was calling plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Scott Turner, still on the market.
I got a guest backstage, ladies and gentlemen. Um he also runs a late night show. You know what I mean? He not quite at my time level yet, because ain't nobody doing 24-hour shows, you know what I mean? Which I am planning on doing again. I think I'm gonna do another 24-hour special. Uh but that'll be closer to the season. You know what I mean? That'll definitely be closer to the season when I do another 24-hour special. Ladies and gentlemen, from his own channel to mine, Europe is in the building. What's good with you, Brody? Oh, hold on, what happened? This StreamYard be lagging. What up, man? Or restream be lagging.
Salute to the guys, man. Salute to the guys. Twan, how you been, brother? How you been?
What's going on with you,
30.
man?
Thanks
Blessings,
for
brother.
we straight, man. We straight, you know. Man, I was out with my homie and a couple of my peoples and stuff, you know what I mean? So I got off early from work a bit. So, you know, my bad for being a little late, but you know.
You all good? You all good? I'm late. I was late. uh,
So
he's saying so. Dark says I would like to hear why Mendoza might not be the guy for us. Curious to hear from the opposition. Um. So why I don't, as I told you, and when you watch the Cal tape, you know what I mean. When you watch Cal's tape, it it don't jump off the board. You know what I mean. He don't jump off the board. You know what I mean when he gets at Cal.
right.
It's a lot of it's a lot of things that I'm worried about, bro. Um, the fact that he technically came out of nowhere bothers me. Um, the fact that he won the Heisman Trophy and now everybody's screaming his name because nobody was screaming his name before the Heisman Trophy. And I honestly believe that had he not won the trophy, nobody would be talking about him like they are. I think the kid
I
is good. I don't think he's great. I think he's good. I heard somebody say he was uh better than Derek Carr at the same age. I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't think that's true because I think they were in two different
nah,
places at
DC
the
put it
same
up.
age, right? Derek Carr was in the NFL at
Yeah,
24. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
go, because
right.
that goes into what I
You
go
know what I
ahead.
mean? DC was already in the NFL at that age. So, better
And if you want to compare college, you want to compare college numbers is unmatched. DC put up numbers in college.
mad numbers.
But but even but even
Talking like 4 or 5 thousand yards a season.
but this is what frustrates me. Okay, and I'm
I got
hearing
you, Jack.
everybody's
Hold on.
takes and this is where this is part one of the reason why I'm not good with it. If you want to compare him to Derek Carr, what was Derek Carr drafted? Second round.
Second round.
So why are we drafting a quarterback that had that you're classifying as a second round quarterback, number one overall? Make it make sense, okay?
A lot of people
The,
wanted Derek Carr in the first round.
but not number one overall, okay? The other reason, okay, and this is my Raider gospel, okay? So you can take it or leave it, you know what I'm saying? But this is my Raider gospel. When you look at a
Right.
number one player
I
overall,
got you, Jack.
that number one player has a special ability. Okay. Something that nobody else has. Okay. Most number ones have something special that no one else has. Okay. They have a high ceiling. Okay. Has an
Exactly.
upside. Can we say that Mendoza has an upside?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I don't think so. I think what he is what he is. Does he have an
I think he
upside?
has high
Or
upside.
What
or
up,
is
J
he
Dog?
just a side? And
I think he has upside, but I think Ty Simpson has a higher ceiling than him, in my
I do
opinion.
think Ty Simpson is probably gonna have a higher ceiling in the NFL.
And I think he's more athletic than him.
I do.
yeah,
I would rather look if Ty Simpson if he goes to the NFL Combine and lights it up and is better than Mendoza, his draft stock is going to rise.
It's going to rise, but he's not going to be Mendoza. I just want to say, 30, number one. Dude, my old school boy, dude, it's been like years, dude. Twan, it's been a long time too. And I always got you. I'm going to see you in Bakersfield, right? We're going to Bakersfield together.
I'll be in Bakersfield.
Hey, we're going to drink that picture together, brother. We're going to drink that picture together, man.
Hell yeah. I owe 8 of 5, 2 pitchers of beer. I bet it, for you guys that don't know this, when they got JJ Pegues, he's like a running back as a defensive nose tackle. I thought he'd get at least one carry. And I made a bet with 805. If you guys know 805, I said he would get at least one carry. And he didn't get one flipping carry. So it's like, we're going to Bakersfield last year was like, D Low, 420 Gabe, Coach Gravy, Chris 4, 805, like, me, Sacktown Mike, and there's like there were probably 4 or 5 other people out there. So Bakersfield was the bomb, dude. So I can't wait to meet you, bro, in person.
Yeah,
yes,
Bernard says Ty Simpson is gonna rise either way. The QB class other than Mendoza isn't good. It's good, it's not great. You know what I mean? I'll say that. It's a good class, it's not a great class. All the quarterbacks coming out this year are serviceable quarterbacks. You know what I mean? But I honestly I think Ty Simpson will have a better career in the NFL and be better in the NFL than Mendoza.
I don't like the value. That's my issue with the number one pick. It's not like I completely hate Mendoza. I'm not saying that he's a bum or anything like that. I'm not saying that he's not a serviceable quarterback. But for someone that's a number one overall, I'm thinking of the Cam Newtons. I'm thinking of the Cam Wards. I'm thinking of guys that have special abilities that, when it comes down to the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying? If there's something that we need him to get out of hell and, hell in high water, he can go ahead and do that. A Caleb Williams that can backpedal 15 yards and still throw a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That you're not going to get that from him. You're not going to get that from Mendoza. I just
want to say Caleb Williams in 2 years will be the best quarterback in the NFL. I promise you.
But he has, and that's kind of what I'm going into. Like, amazing. Those quarterbacks have a special ability, something that makes them pop, something that makes them jump off. You know what I'm saying? Beyond just being a quarterback. When I see Mendoza, okay, yes, he's accurate. Right. Yes, he can deliver the ball. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Those are the basics. But to mark him as the number one overall quarterback in the draft. And mind you, what competition does he really have in this draft? Who's really challenging him for the number one spot? Unlike all the other years.
I mean, I feel like Ty Simpson can, but I mean, it's gonna tell. It's gonna tell. I want to see him in the Senior Bowl too. If he plays in the Senior Bowl, I definitely want to see that. That's where real competition is too. Senior Bowl. So if he can really perform in the Senior Bowl, then we might have something. But
because
I don't really think that's where all the talent lies. You know what I mean? Right. I think there's a good plethora of talent, but not everybody there is talented. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's gonna be some instances where a guy is just not very talented. He's a senior,
right?
You know what I mean, and he's draft eligible, but he's just not that good.
Yeah.
The Senior Bowl is where the Senior Bowl is where you get your third and fourth rounders. You know what I'm saying? Your meat and potatoes of your roster. You know what I'm saying? Something where you can possibly maybe get a steal. You know what I'm saying, in the draft or something like that, a sleeper or something. That's what the Senior Bowl is really for. Now they do bring some polarizing guys in, so people, some other polarizing guys in, so people can be interested to watch it. But mainly it's for for people to really, these scouts to really take a look at what they're going to be looking at for the later the mid rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dirty. I really like what you have on your show for what you can see. G Fam, Prudencio, D Menace, Willie Wayne. I mean, I like what you have here. So put that over to our boy over here. It's like, I have a hard time with his show. So I like what you have, because I can see the chat if you're on your cell phone, and it works really good, dude. So I don't even understand. Like, how can you not say that, with their, that our the first pick in the draft, there's not one other quarterback that's out there. Are you saying,
hold on real quick,
I just want to ask,
hold on,
is like,
quick, Jack. I gotta bring somebody out real quick. I got a guest that popped up. You know what I mean? I pull him out.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a special surprise. I ain't even know bro was gonna pull up today, but I'm glad he did. You know what I mean? I'm definitely glad he did. Y'all already know what it is. You know what I mean? It's the king of controversy in this bitch. He is here to stir the motherfucking pot, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know my fam from LA to AZ, my boy Mr. J to the T. What's up, Jay Tizzle?
Salute, fellas. How y'all doing? Panel chat, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tism, nice to meet you, bro.
I'm good. I'm just gonna get right to it. Trade this fucking pick.
Hold on. Jack was saying
Trade this damn pick.
Jack was saying hold up. I'm with you. I'm really not a big fan of drafting number one overall. I just wanted it for the pick, for the value of what it holds. You know what I mean? The trade value that it holds. That's the only reason I wanted the number one pick, is because of the trade value that it holds. I didn't want it.
What's up, J Dog? 209.
You know what I mean? So
Jack, you had a question?
What was you saying, Jack? You were saying something.
I was gonna say, it's like you're gonna trade it. It's like, I mean, he's really the only quarterback that's out here. So are we gonna go for some trades all for this year then? Or get some, picks for next year, because 2027 they say there's supposed to be a bunch of good quarterbacks out there. I mean, what do you guys want to do? It's like, I'm not giving up Mendoza for anything except for an extreme haul.
You can't give him up because you don't have him.
Yeah,
that's one. I mean, technically, everybody is available to us is a Raider right now until we actually submit that first pick. So everyone right now is a Raider. This, just hear me out for a second. I want you to hear me out, Jack.
I want to hear it.
Realistically, how long do you think this turnaround is going to take? Because this is a turnaround. We're not just.
It is a turnaround.
So how long do you think that's going to take?
You know what? That's a great question, because you know what? It really takes a turnaround. We don't know who our head coach is right now, right?
I do.
We all think we all hope it's Kubiak, right? We hope it's Kubiak.
I don't. I do not.
You don't? Who do you want?
I do not. He's not proven. He's not built a team, and you can't guarantee
Webb.
If we're doing that, you're hoping they can pull the actual coaching staff to go with them, which they can't.
That's the problem with Webb.
Okay, that's why I don't want them. They're not the architect of what. That's the issue. We need a staff.
We need a staff.
We need a staff. Neither of them have the staff that they can bring. None of them have a staff that they can bring outside of themselves. They themselves will improve one part of the team. The problem the Raiders have is we have to improve every asset of the team, from special teams to offense to defense. And guess what? We also need to improve our front office.
You don't like the front office?
No, he hates.
No.
He hates.
I kind of like what we got in the front office right now.
Why? He didn't do anything. The guy just had a press conference where he said we allowed Pete Carroll to do everything, meaning you didn't do shit.
Yep.
Well, I can kind of get that because when you got a brand new GM and you got a Pete Carroll as a Hall of Fame head coach, and he says I want these guys to come in here, and yet you look at what he drafted, and it's like you got Carlos Rogers who played well.
Stop you there. He didn't draft anybody because he said Pete Carroll was the one who did it.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
Not drafting, but bringing free agents in. Like
he didn't do that
our
either.
Left tackle.
He didn't do that either. Who did he say?
He didn't.
He put all that on Pete Carroll, meaning he didn't do anything.
Right.
That's why
he didn't, because Pete Carroll got hired before him, so it was all on. It was.
Yes, but if you're the general manager, you're supposed to have a say in the. Remember, this team is still a representation of you. So if you did nothing and you're just putting everything on Pete Carroll, why am I paying you for anything? Why do I trust you for anything? You're supposed to supersede my coach, not the other way around.
Because he was hired before him.
But it's literally a learning curve.
Learning curve for what? I don't want a learning curve GM. That means I have a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
He learned on the curve, and now he's on the struggle.
What did he learn? What did he learn?
He learned not to trust other people.
He learned not to trust other people.
Well, then we should have retained Tom Telesco. Then, right? It's like you look at the first 3 picks.
No, we should have just picked Josh McDaniels because that's all he is. That's all this guy is. Who's the GM with Josh McDaniels? I don't remember his name. That's the same guy we have now. Ziegler. We have Josh McDaniels all over again.
Josh McDaniels had Ziegler.
No, Ziegler had Josh McDaniels. Ziegler didn't do shit.
That's what I'm saying. You said who was the GM with Josh McDaniels? It was Ziegler, whose college roommate in college. So he did whatever Josh McDaniels wanted to do. Goodbye, McShitnuts. Go kick my ass, kick curbs. I'm sorry you guys are going to the Super Bowl and you're going to be the offensive coordinator, but you're never going to be another head coach in the NFL again. So kick cans, motherfucker.
I hope not, but he might if they win the Super Bowl.
No, he won't, because you know what? You look at what he did with Denver, he sucked ass. You look at what he did with the Raiders, he sucked ass. So there's certain guys that are like, they're going to be offensive coordinators. They can do that well. And there's other guys that will never be a head coach. He will never be a head coach again. He said, I can take the worst quarterback in the league and make him an all-pro. You know what? Dude, you can't do that shit. You got lucky because you have Drake May. Is what you did.
So
I'm not gonna say he got lucky. I'm just gonna say he's been privileged and blessed to be able to have friends in high places.
Bill Belichick, which is kind of crappy that he didn't get put in the Hall of Fame, getting 8 Super Bowls, 2 times as a coordinator and 6 times as head coach. That's kind of bullshit. Because whatever.
I agree, but I'm not trying to talk about Bill because Bill can kiss my ass. He's a college coach right now. I'm talking about my team and the teams that we need to worry about. And my issue is this: I don't want someone to bring their boy just to get another paycheck, and that's exactly what Pete Carroll did. So now
he brought his son to got a paycheck. Brendan Carroll, worst offensive line coach I've ever seen, and the run coordinator with that. Oh yeah, he should have been fired like day one.
I honestly don't think Kubiak's just bringing people in here to get a check because they friends.
I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying who can. Okay, but here's the thing.
But
did he develop the Seattle? He's in Seattle, right?
Let's ask this question: if you don't want Kubiak, then who's on your list? Because it ain't too many people available.
I'm getting somebody who could actually build, someone who could actually build, someone who actually can be motivated, someone who actually has a proven track record.
I need a name.
I mean, he got fired from the Bills.
I'll pass on
that would be my number one.
I'll pass on McDermott as a head coach. I told you, I'm not interested in anybody that just got fired.
What are you talking about?
Right.
So nobody got fired. So you weren't going to be interested in Mike Tom? Well, he walked away, but
he walked
so you wouldn't
away.
Yeah, that's the music part. I would love
You know why
Tomlin.
I wasn't interested in Mike Tomlin? I'm gonna give you my key reasons as to why I wasn't interested in Mike Tomlin. One, I knew he wasn't interested in coaching nowhere. That was number one.
Right.
I knew he was interested in coaching.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Two, I was not giving up any draft picks to take on his contract. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was not going to happen. So you can kiss my ass with that.
If he didn't walk away, he was getting fired. So like we weren't gonna have to do none of that.
And three, I felt like he needed a break.
Yeah,
not
true.
because he wanted one, but because he needed one.
Yeah, I mean 19 straight years.
Over 20
For
years,
me,
over 20
you know what I mean?
years.
Like those were my key reasons as to not even wanting to talk to Mike Tomlin. It's not even a point in calling him because he's not answering anybody's phone. He doesn't want to be a part of the NFL right now. He just wants to enjoy his life. And he has earned the right. 19 years of coaching in the NFL, bro. And he's got a Super Bowl.
You know, the thing with Mike Tomlin is he is so good. He is so good. You can take a lesser quarterback and a lesser team, and you can just coach them to get a playoff win. So you're never going to get that all-star quarterback.
So are we trying to be entertaining?
He's an amazing person.
Okay, this is my thing. Are we trying to be entertaining or are we trying to win? Because
we want to win.
Then you go with a defensive-minded coach. You don't go with an offensive-minded coach.
Why? You're going to get a Mendoza number one pick overall.
Outside of the Kansas City Chiefs, tell me the last offensive-minded coach that really won. That didn't win.
I don't give a shit. I remember the Raiders since the 1970s. I remember those days and what they won with. Nowadays I don't care. I just want to win.
You don't win with offense.
Yo,
you can score.
Look at all the defensive coaches that had those offensive coordinators. After the offensive coordinators became head coaches, they took a dive a little bit. This is why we're going for offensive-minded head coach, because we don't have our offensive-minded head coach can call the plays.
See, look,
here's
where I agree with the statement of we're going with a offensive-minded coach, right? We're not just going with a offensive-minded coach.
Then what are you going with?
You're going with a proven innovator.
You're not going with a proven innovator.
Bro, you are going with a proven innovator.
Where is he proving it elsewhere? Where?
Well, he did with Derek Carr in 2016. He's doing it with the Seattle Seahawks right now. Going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, one season with Derek Carr, and then what happened the very next year?
The Saints was
balling. And he's going to the Super Bowl. So
look, I'm telling you,
how far of a gap is that? 10 years?
The Saints were balling. You asked me. I'm giving my answers. Can you let me answer? Where has he proven, right?
Yes.
He's done well under McVay. He's done well in Frisco. He's done well in Minnesota. He did well in New Orleans, and probably would have did great had that team not got decimated by fucking injuries. They probably would have been a real caliber playoff team. He leaves there. He goes to Seattle, a team that was fucking last place in their division, not a lot of wins, and he goes in there, and where are they now? They're standing in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So what that tells me? No, I'm still answering the question. So all that tells me is that through all that experience that you were building and that you were gaining, you somehow figured out how to put it all together. The offense in Minnesota was not the same offense that he ran in New Orleans. New Orleans offense is not the same shit he's running in Seattle. They're all three different offenses. None of them are the same as any of the ones that he ran in Frisco or under McVay. So what that tells me is innovation.
That he was not in control of. He didn't innovate anything.
bro.
What?
No, you're talking about he went to Sean McVay. That was already there. He's not the architect of none of
He
these.
learned something.
He learned, but he didn't do it. Okay, I can hear you saying you learned, but what have you said proven? You said you were going to tell me
Bro,
what
they got
proven.
the number one.
Okay,
They got the number one.
he has no offense here.
What
He
else
has
you
no
want?
offense. He has no offensive line. He has no quarterback.
That's why they call it free agency.
What does he have? A running back? He has just a running back. And it's running back committee in Seattle.
Yeah, two tight ends.
It's not.
You have two tight ends.
How he's using it, he's using a two-back system.
I believe we can get Alec Pierce.
Two-back system. It's just Walker stepped up. Walker has stepped up. They ain't really getting it.
Can I ask you a question? Is Alec Pierce the number one receiver to you?
No.
Alec Pierce, is he number one receiver to you?
No.
Go check his numbers, and then check his numbers, and then tell me if he's. And then we will revisit that question, because I guarantee you he's going to be a number one receiver somewhere.
Well,
he's going to put up numbers.
For us.
He's going to be a number one receiver.
Who's the wide receiver that's from the Seattle Seahawks? They just got. It's going to be a free agent this year.
Rashid.
Another one that could be a number one wide receiver.
I think that guy could be a great wide receiver for the Raiders.
A lot on that.
No, he's just a weapon. He's like Cordell Patterson. You can put him anywhere. He's going to be a weapon. He's not just a strictly wide receiver.
He's not Patterson.
Yeah, he is. You can put him at special teams. You can put him at slot. He can play multiple positions. You can even put him at running back at spaces. He's not.
This is his time.
You put him at wide receiver, and you think he's going to be a wide receiver. He's not doing it anywhere.
Let me say something, bro.
Stop.
This is his time. This is his time. He was in the shadows of Chris Olave. Now he was in the shadows of Jackson Smith and Jigba, two really great wide receivers, and he still put up numbers right next to him. It's his time to be a number one receiver, bro.
It's his time to be a number one when he's never been a number one, not even in college. Look, what are you saying?
I don't see Rashid. I don't see Rashid Shaheed as a number one wide receiver.
Yeah, if you take him out,
but he can be a number one for the Raiders.
And that's
he wouldn't be a number one at the Raiders. He wouldn't be a number one here.
If you can't,
let me say,
look, this was my same issue. This was my same issue with the wide receiver that just left. You know what I mean? If you can't be a number one anywhere else, what qualifies you to be a number one with us?
I think he's got a better chance than Jacoby Myers.
No, it just tells you how bad your team is, how desperate you are. And that's what I'm saying. You guys,
how the fuck?
That's desperation.
I would just say my piece on Rashid Shaheed, but I'd rather take Alec Pierce.
I'll take Alec Pierce over Rashid too.
I mean, I would take that. If that's what I'm saying, if those are the question, then yeah, I heard the question wrong. I take Pierce over him.
I'm also not closing the door on Rashid. I'm not closing the door on Rashid. I'll take Rashid. If you bring Alec Pierce in and you can get Shaheed on a deal, you know what I mean? Then yeah, I'll bring him in. I'll pair those two together.
And if we get
that allows Thornton,
Kubiak can bring him in.
I could throw.
I'm not bringing him. I'm drafting a receiver who's going to be less money and give me the same production as Pierce.
I'm with that too.
Yo,
Pierce ain't worth the money that you're going to want to come in at number one. He's not worth that.
You can never have enough wide receivers, bro.
If he's that good as a number one, he doesn't leave where he's at. He's not a number one. He's not.
He's not a number one.
He's not a number one. He's a number two because he gets the matchup and he looks like a number one, but he's not. It's the same shit that Jacoby Myers did. It's the same shit that Deebo Samuels was doing. Like y'all just fall for what the scheme is.
Honestly, I feel like Shaheed is a jack of trades player. You know what I mean? I feel like
he's got a chance. I feel like he's got a chance to be that guy.
No, if
you get the right offensive line,
he's one of those players that Gruden would love. You know what I mean? He's one of those jack of the trades type player. Like, I mean, JT is right, bro. Like, you can line him up on the outside. You can line him up on the inside. You can line him up as slot. You can line him up
I'm
as
not
fucking running back. Seattle runs a lot of fucking end arounds with Shaheed.
JT.
You know what I mean? So
dirty. JT, I'm not disputing
Hey,
that,
Bird,
but what
I
I'm
agree,
trying
bro.
to say is if with the mind, hold on, Jack, with the mind of Kubiak, bro, and you can slot him in with Bowers and Genty, because you know Genty he can play receiver too, he can catch from the backfield too. You put him in
this
there,
statement is
and
Mando
then
down here.
maybe Jack
That's
Bench comes along. You already know what you got in Jay Tucker. Maybe
Okay,
Jack Bench
let me
comes along.
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When Tyreek Hill was in Kansas City, who was the number one? Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek.
Travis.
Tyreek,
I go
shit.
Tyreek.
Travis.
Tyreek was a burner, but you know what? Look what he did in Miami. He looks old now.
Kelce was still getting 1,000 yards though. It don't matter if Tyreek was there or not. He was still getting 1,000 yards. He was getting his.
Kelce was the number one.
Yeah, he was getting his. It just looked better because
it took a while. It took a while for Tariq to grow into the receiver he became.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It took a while for Tariq to grow into the wide receiver that he became.
At prime Tyreek, prime Kelce, who was number one?
Kelce
when Tyreek was in his prime.
Kelce still, because
all right, you can go there. I'm gonna say Kelce then.
Andy Reid's offense is designed to run through the tight ends and then hit them over the top of the head. He's a dink. His offense is dink and dunk. It just works better because when he dinks, his players actually go for a fucking dunk and extend the fucking plays. Same offense we ran, but it just didn't work for us because we didn't have the players to do that. So once you keep hitting them short, then they hit him over the top with Tariq because the boy was fast. Let's just be honest.
Skill wise, yes, Travis would get open because he would have the better matchup. So, but overall, Tyreek Hill was the number one in that offense.
He was labeled as the number one wide receiver, not the number one target.
Right? But if we would but that's what I'm saying. If you flip it to the Raiders and we have Rashid, who would be the number one option?
All right, I'll say it this way: if you need a first down, you're going to Kelce. If you want to burn somebody and get the big play, then you're going Tyreek.
The players, they were.
But
like,
you also got to remember, there's a Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. So
but they were scoring touchdowns, and Tyreek was the number one read. And if it wasn't there for the touchdown,
did Casey make the playoffs this year? No.
Who?
So
no, they weren't.
Kansas City did not make the playoffs this year. So
if you don't have a quarterback, you ain't going nowhere. But
Jet Lee wants to know: would you say the same for Pickens? Look, I'm gonna tell you right now about how I feel about Pickens. Right,
I want to hear it.
For me,
let's hear it, Dirty.
I feel like Pickens is a great talent. The problem is he leaves a trail of a mess everywhere he goes.
Right,
and that is not conducive to what we are trying to do right now.
Talking about the kid from Dallas.
The sometimes the talent can outweigh the drama, but in this instance, I don't think that the talent outweighs the drama. I think the scale tips in the other direction.
Too close to call.
I agree.
What further makes that scale tip in that direction is the amount of money that man is going to require for his services. I'm not interested in paying it.
Dirty, I know you remember this. It's the Warren Sapp days, the Randy Moss days. You know, the talent's amazing, but the other side of it is like the scale that goes the opposite direction. So I agree, bro. I agree.
I can't see spending that astronomical amount of money for somebody who may not be here over the next 3 years. You know who I am interested in getting back?
I want to see if we agree.
He'll be available in August. Henry Ruggs. And he might even get out earlier.
Oh. Okay, you threw me off on that one.
Get Ruggs back. Give him an opportunity. Give him a chance.
I wouldn't mind it. You know, get him on the cheap. You know, get back in the NFL. But I'll tell you who I want.
I'm saying
If I can have one free agent in this entire, free agent class is Linderbaum. I think Linderbaum from Baltimore.
Dirty. What about that? That Biletnikoff?
Then I would be happy to
The
move
guy played-
JPJ over to left guard at that point.
Hold on, what was you saying, Yerp?
I said the Biletnikoff rule they have. You think that plays a part in getting Ruggs back? Because I think that's probably the only thing that's stopping him from coming to the Raiders is the Biletnikoff rule.
No,
the Biletnikoff rule is about attacking women, and his daughter died because an assault on a woman. So
yeah,
I don't see that. He got in a car accident, driving 159 miles an hour, and driving drunk and crashed into another car and killed a young woman and her dog. That's a totally different thing, Europe. But I don't know if the Raiders would do that.
But here's the thing: the Raiders have been standing by Ruggs, though. You know what I mean? They have never turned their back on him. You know what I mean? They have stood by him through all of this. You know what I mean? You can see them in being in places that he's at, speaking. You know what I mean, for his community service. They're there. They're setting some of those things up for him. You know what I mean? I just feel like if the NFL was going to give him a chance, I feel like the Raiders should be the first team knocking at the door like, hey man, look, give you another shot at this. You know what I mean? We're gonna give you another shot at this. We want to see what it, could be. We don't know what it would have ever been. You know what I mean? We can only assume. But if he really got anything, I feel like at least a tryout. At least say if he got anything left. If he still got something left, let the boy play.
Max will put an ear out. You think Max will put an ear out?
Juan, what do you think, bro?
What was that?
Juan, I want to know what you think. I know you're a minister of God. What do you think with Ruggs? Coming back to the Raiders and being a Raiders fan and a minister of God. I want to know your opinion.
It's a touchy situation. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be people that are going to be agreeing with it. Some people are not going to be in agreeing with it. Where I stand with it is if he served the time, then he should be fine. Simple as that. I hate the fact that when people get locked up or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they serve the time, we act like they can't get back to normalcy. You know what I'm saying? So if he served the time, he should be able to get out like everybody else.
Yeah, not everybody that goes into jail, comes out the same person. Some people actually do change. You know what I mean? They just need the opportunity to show that they've changed.
Well, we all know Ruggs was never that type of guy. He was just a young man living in Las Vegas that made a mistake, a big mistake. When you're young and you got all that type of money, you're living in Las Vegas. There was not even a jaywalking, thing against Ruggs before that incident. So I want to give that young man every, preference I can. Because you know what? He made one bad mistake. It was a big mistake, and we'll never take that back. And I God bless. I want him to have the best life he can ever have.
Hey, look, if the family already forgave him, why can't I?
Right.
You know what I mean? If the family already forgave him, why can't I? People make mistakes, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody deserves a second opportunity. It's the third you don't have to give, but everybody deserves a second opportunity. It's the third one is where you be like, nah, bro, you fucked up the first two. I ain't playing it. I can't do this again for you, man. Sorry. You know what I mean? I gave you 2 chances. I don't give. It's the same baseball. I don't give 3 strikes. I give you 1 opportunity to prove, you know what I mean, that you different. And after that, you know what I mean? Because everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody gets it wrong every now and then, right? Did you learn from it?
I hope to God he did.
Look,
And
I don't even care if it's the Raiders. I just feel like the kid deserves a second opportunity, man.
There
And
you go.
somebody
That's
should
the
give him a
right
workout. And if he still got it, let's see what he can do.
and you
Yes.
know
I
what?
prefer it to be the Raiders, but
I
if
still
it's not,
think
I just feel like the kid deserves a second opportunity.
I still think
Hey,
that's
G
the
fam,
case.
I got a question from my boy G fam, in the chat. So if it's not the Raiders, what team do you think that would be that would give him that second opportunity? I'm just curious
Kansas
because
City.
that's a really good question.
Kansas City.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I say Green Bay too.
Yeah, with
I don't know
Basaccia
about
in
Green
there,
Bay.
yeah.
I was
mean,
thinking, Cleveland or maybe the
no,
Jets.
Yeah, if it's
Cleveland.
not,
No.
I tell you this: if it's not the Raiders, it's Green Bay.
Yeah.
Why?
I would-
They gonna put him with Josh Jacobs. Josh
Yeah. That's what
gonna
I'm about
fight
to
for
say.
him to get there. If it ain't the
Yeah,
Raiders,
Yes.
Josh would
Josh
definitely fight for
Jacobs is
him.
gonna fight for Henry Ruggs to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
if he do get an opportunity and it ain't the Raiders, it's gonna be Green Bay, and I'll
Yeah.
bet that at Vegas, bro. I'll put 500 on that in Vegas. That he if he don't end up with the Raiders on a second opportunity, it'll be Green Bay. I guarantee you that.
That's only if Green Bay doesn't re-sign their receiver, and if they need it. Technically, they
Don't
don't
get
need
him on the
it.
cheap. Don't get him on the cheap because it's a second opportunity.
Oh
He's
no,
been through.
a second opportunity. Yeah. Only thing is, he doesn't deserve a second opportunity with the Raiders as much. If I was to say yes, I would be saying it because I'm a fan, and I'm not. And I'm not acting like a fan right now. We don't need to bring him back. It doesn't improve our team. He isn't. I mean,
It does improve our team.
it doesn't.
It does. If he
I
still
mean,
has, if he's 90% of what he was when he left, he improves our team. He's better than any receiver we have in the
he's technically still a
right now.
young. He's a young receiver in NFL still.
And he's still better than any wide receiver we have in the room right now.
Cool, I understand that. How long is he gonna be in the league? Is he gonna be here more than 2 years? Probably not.
If he comes back and he plays, he kind of picks up where he left off. I give him 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, if he was
Maybe
playing with if he was playing with DC and someone he had rapport with. Remember, he's coming back to a whole new NFL, a whole new crop of DBs, a whole new crop of our receivers, a whole new crop of offensive coordinators who don't know him like that.
Hold on, real quick. I wanna address this right here, and this is not hate. This ain't shade. I just this one right here say, isn't it up? Isn't it up to the NFL? I don't know, but Bernard says NFL not going to allow that. To be honest, I'm sorry, I disagree.
They'll
I
allow it.
100% disagree.
They're
Hey,
100%
look at
They
Dante
will
Star Wars.
100% allow
Look
him
at Dante
a
Star
second
Wars.
opportunity. Reason being,
Look at
they
Dante Star Wars.
gave Ray Lewis a second opportunity. That was murder.
Dante
Yeah.
Star Wars.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dante
Dante
Star-
Stallworth from my
Dante
city of
Stallworth.
Sacramento.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gave him another opportunity. You know what I mean? That boy up in Cleveland with the massages, they gave him another opportunity. You know what I mean? Like the NFL was all about second chances.
The only person
Right.
they didn't give a second chance was Ray Rice.
Was Ray Rice, and they admit to
Right.
fucking up on that. By the time they really wanted to give him a second chance, he didn't want it. He had been out the league for 6
Right.
years. I'm not the
Right.
same running back. I'm not the same person I was 6 years ago.
Yeah, there's a difference
Why-
when you're a running back versus
Yeah.
other positions.
So
And
why would I
at the
take-
same time, you look at there was videotape with that, or there's not videotape of this other stuff that we've seen with these other players. So when you have that videotape, the social media, is going to see that. And it's going to stick with their minds a lot longer than not seeing it. Man, God bless that girl and her dog and her family and everyone else. I hope Ruggs gets his opportunity somewhere.
Yeah. Look,
He already got it.
forgave him, the NFL is not going to interfere because it's not a big. The family forgave him. You know what I mean? It was a mistake. It cost somebody their life, and I pray for her, the dog, the family. You know what I mean? His family too. They lost a lot too. You know,
Dirty.
so like
Dirty. I will say this: if it was
wasn't just
Twan or Europe or this
lost.
boy right here, if it was like a Raider family member that what happened to, then I wouldn't be as forgiving.
She was a Raider fan.
I wouldn't be as forgiving.
She was a Raider fan. Her family are Raider fans. Like, bro.
But if it was your family member, would you be that forgiving then?
Yes.
Your family.
Yes.
I just want to know.
It would take time. But if I knew that what happened wasn't out of malice, I can forgive you.
Yeah, that's
but if it was out of malice, I'll never forgive you. For what? Right. You purposely went out and did that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But an accident, something that it could have been anybody. Right? It could have been anybody. It could have happened to anybody. It could have never happened. I don't have any control over that.
Yeah, the reason why it would happen is because it was something that it's a controllable. It's something that you can control. He just made a bad decision and a bad
decision. Look, he made some right decisions, and then those didn't pan out, and so he made a bad decision. Right. So I mean, he made some phone calls. There's a lot of players that say, "Damn, I wish I would have answered this call." I saw that I looked up. I saw that he called. Even DC said it. He's like, I didn't. He's like, I was asleep. He's like, if I was awake, I would have got the call. He's like, I'd have been there. He's like, but I woke up and saw that I missed.
It's just
so. I'm just saying. Look, when
he'll have three workouts the day he's out. The day that he's released, he'll get 3 calls. He'll get a minimum of 3 workouts because there's 3 teams that can utilize his skill set, and the Chiefs really need a speed guy. They just need somebody else. Xavier Worthy really ain't it. There's a bunch of people he can go to, but really there's only like 2 to 3 teams who could utilize his skill set. Shoot, the Buffalo Bills might have to go after him too as well. So, I mean, they can utilize his skill set, especially he's a down the field threat and actually catches the ball and attacks it. If he kept his talent, But
guys, I will say this is kind of depressing. We went through this stuff years ago.
What's
I want to know. I want to kind of change it up because God bless Ruggs. I hope it it all works out for him. But going into this 2026 offseason, if there's a free agent, one free agent that you want, and I want to hear from everyone on the panel, what's the one free agent person you want to get? And Dirty, I want to start off with you, bro. It's like who do you want?
So I got 2. I got 2 people. My top 2 targets. Tyler Lindemann for my center.
Yep.
And Walker from Green Bay as my left tackle. Those are my top.
You want to get rid of Miller?
Fuck yeah. How am I getting rid of somebody who ain't never gonna play again?
Who said he's not playing again?
Bro, I can get this. I can get the same. I can pay the same amount of money for Walker, who's younger and better, than I would pay for fucking Miller.
Is Walker from Green Bay?
I appreciate Colton Miller and all that he's done and the effort that he's put in, bro. But I am done with Colton Miller. Last 3-4 years, you haven't even completed a season. You continuously get hurt. If it ain't this, it's that. If it ain't that, it's this. And if it ain't those and that, It's something else, bro. Like I'm sick of it, man.
Hey, Bernard, thank you.
I'm tired of it at this point in time. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of it. I appreciate him, love him to death. He'll always be, you know what I mean, held in the high regards as part of the Raider Nation family. But at this point in time,
Dirty is Walker the left tackle from Green Bay?
Yes. He's a free agent. My top 2 targets. Give him to me. Let's go. Just this offensive line. Fucking give me a right tackle too. And a left guard.
Oh, G fam. You said John Franklin Myers. I like that.
Look,
Lloyd number 3.
If you can get a center and 2 tackles, you know what I mean? Put JPJ at left guard and put Parham back at right guard where he's supposed to be. Your offensive
Parham's gonna walk, bro.
Huh?
Parham's gone. He's gonna be gone. They're not gonna resign him.
If you play him in the right position, he's fine. He's not a left guard. He's not.
No. He's not a center either. Remember when we drafted him and they put him at center and how bad he was? He's best at right guard overall.
Right guard, bro. That is where
he's actually better than John.
You know, your guys' argument is exactly why he's not going to resign with the Raiders is because they've ruined him and his value.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why he doesn't want to come back. Unless we pay him more than what he can get out of value on the market, everything you just said is why I would not resign with this damn team.
I'm not overpaying Parham, dude. I can let him walk, dude. It's good for me.
Well, I mean, but if you're playing me out of position and it's making me look worse than what I am, and I can't play my natural position, another team will. I take less money to leave.
Yeah.
But he did prove that he proves he's versatile. He's proved that he can play center, he can play left guard, he can play right guard. So he's a very serviceable like backup. Is the way I look at him.
Cool. If he was a backup, but he's not a backup player, he's a starter. So
look, if you play Parham at guard, he is a bona fide fucking starter at right guard, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the problem is he's not playing right guard.
He's a bona fide fucking starter at right guard. That's his position. That's where he plays. That's where he flurries at. That's where he actually goes out and he gets aggressive and he knows the scheme and he's powerful and he knows. Other than that, he's playing out of position and he's playing with no fucking confidence.
Yeah, blame that on Brandon Carroll. Blame it all on Brandon Carroll for sure.
It wasn't Brandon Carroll. Brandon Carroll just got here. It's been like that for the last.
Don't blame it on Brandon Carroll. You put JPJ at right guard, and you have to compete, JPJ. You're the best interior offensive lineman we have. We're gonna make you compete with Kappa. Then we're gonna put Meredith, who is good at a left guard position. We're gonna put you at center. And then we're going to put Parham at the left guard. No, it's all on fucking Brandon Carroll, dude. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that bullshit. That is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. Brandon Carroll was horrible and fucked up on this offensive lineman. And you look back at the year before, Meredith was ranked number 10 overall at the left guard. Parham was ranked number 17th. At the right guard the year before.
They were still bad.
They were still bad, but it was way better than it was.
It don't fucking matter if you only go from 29 to 26. You're still fucking
I just told you. Meredith was top 10 at left guard. Parham was number 17th at right guard. And JPJ is just JP flipping J.
When you watch the film, he didn't look top 10. Point blank period. You could tell me numbers all you fucking want.
I said not at center, but I'm saying the year before. Yes, he's lighting the ass.
Not one of our offensive linemen looked like they were in the top 20. Not one of them. I don't want to hear this shit about Brendan. Yeah, Brendan Carroll's fucking trash. He made a bad offensive line look worse. Absolutely. But they were bad last year. They were bad the year before. They were trash. We've had bad offensive schemes. We had bad offensive coordinators. He's a terrible offensive lineman coach, but it was just bad, period. So I don't want to hear this. Oh, it was this. No, it was more than just
He
that.
did make it. He made a bad offensive line look worse.
Yes,
Right.
but you can do that when you're a
And
bad coach.
he made it worse by switching people all around and playing them out of their position. Like,
But he's not the only coordinator that did that though.
no,
That's
he's not
the
the
issue.
only coordinator to do it. But you know
So
what I mean?
obviously there's obviously something there that multiple people are seeing with our players. Now, why they're saying this, I don't know. But these players are clearly doing something that if they're not in their natural position because they're not playing well and we have to put them somewhere else, then that's on the player too. Stop excusing fucking bullshit. Just because they're a bad coach, yeah, they're a bad coach, but guess what? They're bad players. They can be bad at practice, and you're like, you're getting your ass killed against fucking Tyreek Wilson. I gotta move you over to the fucking right side.
Yeah, Tyreek's bad too.
That was fucking happening in fucking OTAs. When the defense was looking better than the offense, that's bad. So I don't want to hear this shit about no, the fucking player was bad too.
Oh, they were bad the year before. Like we all like bitched about the offensive line, and it just got even worse. So yes, I want some big time. We got like $100 million in salary cap, and I
Where are you
want to
gonna
do what
spend
like
it?
the Patriots did. I want to do what the Bears did and spend that money on that offensive line, getting guys like Tyler Linderbaum.
See, the Bears drafted majority of their line. The Raiders don't know how to draft. And when you have a GM who's now in the driver's seat, who's never done it, that could be a problem. And for what everyone's trying to do with drafting a quarterback, it means you're not going to draft the offensive line. I don't want Fernando, one, because he's not a good loser. You're going to lose for 3 to 4 years. He's not mentally tough. He's not mentally strong. If you watched him when he first got into college, when he was at Cal, he was not a mentally stable quarterback.
Yeah, J-Dog.
And when he gets to the NFL, guess what? He's not going to have the most mature team there with him. He's going to have a lot of young guys. He's going to be older than some of the guys on our team who's been in the league longer than him. And they're going to look to him. They're going to look to him for leadership. And guess what? He was not the leader of the fucking Hoosiers. He was not the leader. He was the on-field leader, but he wasn't the voice in the locker room.
I'll say this: those press conferences is going to be very interesting at the end of the game.
That's going to be the nice part about it.
I'll just leave it there.
No, just imagine if we start losing, is he going to be able? Remember, he's been in small markets. When he was in Cal Berkeley, that's friendly media. He went to Indiana, that's friendly media. Ain't nothing friendly about our fan base if we're going to be losing. They're going to call him if we come out the gate lose what 1-4, they're going to call him a bust.
Look, that's why I keep saying y'all want Mendoza, but I honestly feel like Raider Nation, you don't have the patience for Mendoza.
No,
you don't. Not at a number 1 overall pick. You don't have the patience for it.
You do, but that's
being a fan since 1974.
No, you don't.
You know, seeing so many draining years. Yeah,
there's not a person in the nation, not a true motherfucker in the nation.
Well, even if you drafted Mendoza number 1, are you going to even play the kid? I mean, literally, are you going to play him the first year, or are you going to sit him on the bench?
The only way, I said this in the opening of the show, the only way Raider Nation accepts this kid, you know what I mean, and don't break his balls is if he does not fucking start the season and doesn't have to come into the game until an injury in like week 5 or something, barring an injury. But if he comes in like week 5 because starting quarterback goes down, that's the only way that the Raider Nation is going to be patient with him. And that's if you draft him number 1 overall, you're going to want instant gratification, instant success. That is what you're expecting. And unfortunately, if he does not give that to you, it's going to be a problem. and that's going to destroy him mentally. He'll
That's
never
only one. That's only one aspect. Y'all don't understand. If we draft him number one, it's going to be a quarterback controversy because of the fans. Because they're going to demand. None of us want Geno, right? None of y'all want Geno. So after week 2 or 3, y'all going to demand him. Y'all going to start saying shit in all
I
the
can
press
say he get a heart.
conferences. Y'all are. That's what this fan base is going to do. They're gonna demand it. They're gonna talk shit about this man. They're gonna talk this dude up. Then his expectations are gonna go shoot through the roof. And if he doesn't exceed to the playing level that we're demanding,
Yeah.
he's gonna not. He's gonna get ridiculed in the media. He's gonna get ridiculed in the locker room with the players. Then, if it doesn't fan out, he's gonna get ridiculed by the fans who threw him in the fire to begin with.
I'm not saying don't draft a QB. And I'm
I
not saying
am.
I'm
I
not saying
am.
look, I told you. Here is how you get me to draft the QB in the first round. If the Raiders actually go out and build a offensive line in free agency, a really good, solid offensive line in free
What did you
agency,
say?
let me finish. Add a key piece to the wide receiver room and do a little something with the defense that makes it look better, then I'm okay with a
You don't
quarterback.
have the money. You don't have the money.
You do have the money. You got the
Not
second
to
one,
address all of that. Do you know
bro.
how much you just said you were going to address? You
Bro,
don't have the money for that.
I got 118 mil, right?
That's not enough to address your whole offensive line, bring in a
I
wide
don't need my
receiver,
whole
pay
offensive
you.
line. I told you I need 3 pieces on my offensive line. I need 3 pieces. That's all I need. I
You
don't
need
need anything
three
else.
start. You need 3 starting pieces
I
that you're
need
going to
a
have to
I
pay
need a
top
I
dollar and
need
outbid.
I need a starting center. I need a starting left tackle. I need a starting right tackle. I have guards.
Yes, but
I
if you're
just have
going,
to play them in the right fucking position.
uh
JPJ is a left guard. Parham is a right guard. I
huh,
don't have to address my whole line because I just did with those 3 key pieces.
what you
Right?
just said, you're
No,
going
no,
to
no.
overbid
You
on
just
the.
talked for the
Okay,
last 15. It's my turn. You just talked for the last 15. It's my turn, brother. You
go
know what
ahead.
I mean? Look, I don't need a whole lot. I can address my offensive line and make it better with $45 million, maybe 50. I have
Who?
18.
Who are you getting at 45 with just the line?
I can get 3 key pieces for $50 million on my offensive line. I can get 3 key pieces. I can get 3. The going rate for Walker is right around 14 million. Tyler Linderbaum is right around 20. That's 34 right there. I add another 16 to that. I'm at 50. And that's for a
That's at
right
the
tackle. A right
minimum,
tackle don't
though.
get 16 million.
But you're gonna
So
have to outbid people for them, so they're not going to get that. You're gonna pay more.
just saying. These are numbers that can happen, right? So let's just say,
No,
let's call it 60 million. Let's call it 60 million. I still have 118. That means I still damn near got $60 million left. Right? Also, a lot of these contracts can be worked and figured out, you know what I mean, with signing bonuses, guaranteed money up front, things of that nature. You know what I mean? There's ways of getting things done. So let's just say I sink $50 million into my offensive line. I still have $70 million to fucking play with. I can still get a wide receiver. Yes, I can. It's 70
That
fucking
guy
million
we talked
dollars.
about from Seattle.
You know what I mean? I can still get a wide receiver. I can still get a better corner. You know what I mean? And still have some money left over to do something else with if I need to. Like I have 118 million fucking dollars, bro.
So I have a question
So
for you then.
I'm just saying they
With
they
that,
they
I'm
can
not
they
even.
can make some moves, right? I know they gotta address some of the players. We got 22 players that are in free agency this year. You know what I mean? I really don't think there's too many of them that we really truly want to bring back. I think Devin White is one. You know what I mean? I think he earned the contract to come back. So I'm just saying, like, if this front office does right, you know what I mean? Realize what their mistakes were last year, learned from them, chooses to do it the right way this time. There's a few players that have earned the right to stay. There's more that have earned the right to walk out the door as well. You know what I mean? So you just got to figure out exactly which ones, you know what I mean, get the right price and and just get your offensive line right. Once you get your offensive line right, you should be fine. You know what I mean? Like, dude. So you do that, you address a few pieces on the defense, and then you bring everybody else up through fucking motherfucking the draft and the undrafted free agents as well, because you're gonna have a lot of spots open. You know what I mean? So you can find you some young talent down in there too. So, you know, I just say, like, you know, sometimes I know you gotta hear out the bad side, but at the same time, man, you know what I mean? Something great could happen. I'm not calling out a Super Bowl, but if they built the team properly and in the right accordance to what the new
Right.
NFL is, they could at least be relevant. I don't necessarily need to win the chip every fucking year. All right. You know what I just want to see? I just want to see my team go out there and fucking play good football, bro.
Improve.
Improve, bro. I just want to see them play
Yep.
good football, bro. I just want to turn on the team and be like, man, they may have lost today, but damn, them boys fucking played hard. Or damn, did you see them demolish that team today? Like, bro, I don't want to turn on every week and be like, man, from the kickoff, like, this shit ain't gonna be good, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't
and-
want that anymore. You know,
And Dirty, you mentioned the salary cap. The one guy on defense, you know, you mentioned White. I really like to see Starks. I like to see Stark come back. I mean, he was a good defensive back for us. I mean, we got him on the cheap. I like to see them sign him to like a 3-year deal.
separate money, all eyes. That's separate money.
Yeah.
20 mil from the draft class is separate money.
So what you know, Europe, what do you think? What do you think is signing Stark? And, you know, all you guys, what do you think of Stark? I think Stark proved himself to be a good cornerback.
Stokes?
Or Stokes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stokes. I apologize.
All right, we got Iron Man on the team. Tony Starks.
Yeah, he is like Iron Man, dude. He is like Iron Man.
I'm sorry. Stokes is cool.
He's
You
someone
gotta
I
pair
want.
him with somebody.
Yeah, I'm not
You
resigning
need to
him.
go out and pair him with somebody, bro. You know, but like he's a start. He's a start.
If it's Patrick Graham's
like Tariq
defense, you
Woolen.
might want to resign him. But if Patrick Graham
Like-
doesn't come back, I don't resign him.
I like Tariq. Tariq just gotta figure out a way to control his anger.
Angry.
You know what I mean? And his on-field antics.
He
You know what I
need a
mean? 'Cause
counselor.
he could have cost the Seahawks that game.
For
You
real.
know what I mean? With
For
that
real.
extra shit. So
And he literally was about to give up that game because when he got those penalties, the Rams, they were on a run.
well,
That-
look, he got
that's
that
what-
one penalty and then got hit over the top for a touchdown.
Yeah.
The very next play.
Yeah.
The momentum switched that quick on him.
Like that could have if the Seahawks weren't a good football team, that could have killed them. So he's got to figure out a way to just kind of like, you know what, just let that shit go, bro. You know what I mean? Because it was excessive celebration. You know what I mean? They called it something, but it really was just like excessive celebration.
It was a soft call, but it was dumb. It was dumb of him to put himself in that position to get it called on him.
Right.
Exactly.
It was
Yeah, I
it
think he
wasn't
learned from it, though.
it was more dumb than stupid. It was just like you can't explain how dumb it was. Like if it was just something that you did that was stupid, okay, you know what, that was a stupid play, but I kind of understand it. At
Yeah,
that point in time in the game, nigga, don't even think. And it was what? And they were coming off the field. You gave them a first down.
yeah, that was a fourth
So,
down.
forget you gave a it gave them a first down. If that was closer to the end of the game and they could run the clock out, you have to run so many fades in that locker room. You it would have been so many fades you'd have to run with me.
Because to be honest with you, at that time of the game, let's just say we ran that play back again, right? And he didn't get that call, right? And it turned to be fourth down. That game was curtains at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Seahawks would have shut them down right there, I don't think the Rams ever would have got back at that point.
Nah, they would have ran the ball and pounded it out, and the Rams couldn't stop them. Like it was a freight train. Like I don't know why, but Sam Darnold was just on.
Hey Arnold, see, that's why I said, you know what I mean? I know his sport track is 17. That's why I said I give him 20.
Yeah, I think it's going to take more than that. It's going to take about 22, 23, 24 mil for him.
Any
For
player
sure.
resigning free, any player
Maybe
resigning
not.
free agency is going to be more.
They put centers as the same as the rest of the offensive line. Center
Here's the
is the
thing.
less paid position, but
There's
they put
not-
him at the
not a lot of
same
teams that
rating.
do
That's
center.
why Baltimore didn't give him like the 5th-year extension, because they're paying him like a tackle. The whole offensive line is rated the same, which I don't agree with. I think a center should be rated against a center, guards should be rated against guards, tackles should be rated against tackles, but it's just the offensive line. And I will say this, I like what GFAM said. GFAM, my brother, I like what you said, bro. So if you want to read it or highlight it,
I didn't think you were
up to you.
disagreeing with me, Arnold. I didn't think you were disagreeing with me. I was just highlighting the fact that, you know what I mean, his 17 mil, that's why I'm in that 20 mil range. You know what I mean? That's 3 mil
That's-
over what you expected to get. Now, will it cost more? Probably.
I'm going to say about 23, 24.
We
I'm
have
still
to.
fine with that.
We have to understand.
I don't have a problem with it either.
Like you have to understand our position with, as an organization, to sign someone in free agency. No player who has something to play for wants to sign with the Raiders.
That's not true.
That is true. You can't sit here and say that. Stop being a fan. We have to stop that. Every person who comes here as a free agent outside of linebacker, they don't play well here. They look bad.
That's
You come
old.
here.
That's
Not old. That's not old. That is not old. Most people who leave here don't get more money.
Not now that Derek Carr's left. No, that doesn't happen.
Okay, so then why am I going to come to the
When
Raiders?
Derek Carr was here, wide receivers were leaving.
Why, as a free agent, am I going to come to the Raiders then?
Because there's something new going on, right?
I got to trust that.
Listen, you asked. I'm giving my answer. If you could sell the Raiders to these players, if you could sell the Raiders being something new,
fam, I hope so, bro.
You know what I mean? If you could sell them on the Raiders being something new, something trying to get back to a winning culture, that will help. Right? The thing is, the Raiders are not buying. They're selling. They can't be buyers right now. They have to sell themselves. And they have to sell players on the fact that they want to be different. They want to be better. They're trying to get it right. You have to sell these players on a process of a 1 to 2 year process. We want to be a good football team this year. We want to be a great football team the following year. Not we want to be an okay team this year, find our footing, and then next year we'll try and elevate from there. That's bullshit ass ways of telling people something. I don't sign up for that. So for me, I'm looking at it as the Raiders need to go in, sell themselves to these players on wanting to be a better franchise in the very, very near future. And that is how you will get players to come in here and want to be here and want to play and give us the best that they can give us, because they were sold on something that they're seeing develop. Now, if that doesn't happen, then it is what it is. And if that's not their plan, then by all means, God help us all. We are in for another fucking shit show. But right now, that is how they need to go about doing it. And if it's any other way, it's pointless. For what? You're right. I wouldn't want to play for a shit ass squad that don't have no hope of being anything either. But if you can sell me on the dream of being a relevant football team, a playoff team, someone who could at least put up a fight and maybe get to an AFC championship, but in the near future, at least playoffs where you have the opportunity to move on in contention, then I'll sign the papers. Like I said, if you can't do that, yeah, I'm out, and I may play somewhere else for lesser money.
So I guess I have a question for you guys.
Before you go, Jack, I'm gonna respond to that. And I want y'all to, what Dirty said, listen to what Dirty said and imagine you are a player who is a free agent this season and what Dirty just sold you. Now, when you think about that, okay, I've heard that. Let's look at y'all track record. I've heard that message from y'all last year. That's where y'all brought in Pete Carroll. Yeah, we about to run him out of town because that didn't work. Y'all said that the year before, which of course before that. We're turning the corner. We're bringing in a winning culture. We're doing all that. That didn't work. Players are getting blamed. Players are the problem. Being traded out, being accused of not being part of the team, being a team cancer.
That was a whole nother front office.
It don't. But I'm saying it's still under that same shield as the Las Vegas Raiders. Because this whole narrative goes all the way back to the Oakland Raiders as well. That same narrative can go all the way back, trace it all the way back to when they were in Oakland. So if I can go back a decade of hearing this same narrative, and I've brought in plus 10 coaches on the offensive side alone, ain't worked. I brought in 10 head coaches, multiple defensive coordinators. Why am I going to put my career in your hands when you have shown me under your regime? Because the owner is still going to be the same. Why am I going to sign with you guys unless you're paying me top dollar? Why am I going there?
Tom Brady. That's why.
Hold on. Tom Brady wasn't even in it. Remember what they said? Tom Brady's going to be a part of the interview, but he wasn't even a part of the interview.
Before you go irate, it was a joke.
He wasn't part of the interview. That's why we got Zoom. Why is everybody not understanding what Zoom, how Zoom works? We need to cut that out. We have Zoom for a reason. We have conference for a reason.
If somebody has to be on a Zoom call for my career, I'm not going to that fucking team because I'm not that important to you. What are we talking about, man?
Shoot.
You got to be on a Zoom call?
If I call you for an interview and you tell me, hey, look, man,
well, if for Kubiak, that's all you can do is a Zoom. You can't do live.
Then he clearly isn't in it. If you have more opportunity outside of running the organization, you really ain't running the organization. If you ain't got time to sit in front of me and interview me properly, like all the other teams are going to do, why am I fucking wasting my time with you?
Because he can't do that till after the Super Bowl, bro.
Then that's a bad. That's bad.
All
But
the
if
other
I
teams
if
do
I
the
have a
same thing
Zoom,
Management.
if
too.
I have a Zoom
It's bad
meeting,
front office. You're still doing
listen,
bad
hold on,
shit.
wait a minute.
Nobody can do that.
They've
All the
already
teams.
had a meeting.
I understand. I'm talking about the appeal of how it
But
looks.
they've already had one in-person meeting.
Right.
One
Okay.
and
No, wait. Just wait.
Mhm.
They've already had one in-person meeting. He's the only coach that we've heard actually knocked it out the park. But yet, because he was our first interview, he was the first person we interviewed. And we went down the line, interviewing all these other people that so-called were available, were good candidates, right? You can't meet with him again. You took the opportunity to meet with him when you had the opportunity to meet with him.
What do you mean we can't do that again?
You now have.
There about to be a
What's up,
second
Loon?
meeting with some people.
Hold on. You now have a what I will call a stroke of luck fortune to have your part owner, percentage owner, calling games for your potential head coach over the last couple of weeks. He's been calling Seattle games for the last couple of weeks. He's seeing firsthand what this man is doing. He has the opportunity to say, hey, you're still our guy in person because he's at the game. What I say in passing is not breaking rules. If I told you, hey, when you see me in person, when I'm at the meeting, I tell you, if you see me in person and I go like this, that means you still our guy. You still at the top of it. You still at the list. You the one. We waiting on you. So if I walk by you and I go, then you know you're still the guy. Why do I need to interview you again if you knocked it out the park the first time and I brought in people twice and they still couldn't hit it out the park? Why would I waste my time and break a league rule and interview you for a second one when his second interview was set up for after the Super Bowl?
I thought I heard something that he's getting interviewed Saturday or something.
No,
You're right. It is. It's Saturday. You know, and you know, Dirty, you're right. It's all smoke. With all those other guys, it's been smoke. They have the Raiders have their eyes set on one guy right now, and that's what it is.
And that's a bad fucking plan to put all your.
you may
That's
not be.
dumb. It's dumb.
Bro, but you did your due diligence. You
didn't.
You brought in other people that were of caliber to be the head coach here. Yes, you did. You brought in a Mike
Davis
McDaniel.
Webb, Joe Brady, Brian
You
DeBoer.
brought in a Joe Brady. They brought in Joe Brady.
But you don't bring in the guy you don't bring in their head
You
coach.
brought in a Sean McDermott already. You had conversations with these people. You gave them interviews. You gave them second interviews. Joe Brady had two. I mean, what are we talking about?
Joe Brady, Davis Webb, Brian DeBoer, Clint
David Webb
Kubiak.
is not ready.
Dave Webb had two. He's had two
not
interviews.
Those are the
Ready, bro.
interviews. These are the interviews.
But
This is what
he's
I'm telling you.
not ready.
These are the interviews the Raiders had. Those are the interviews. And the Panthers defensive coordinator. I can't say his name.
I know who you're talking about.
They've interviewed Vance Joseph. They interviewed.
Let's keep it simple. If you come in for a second interview, you're not offered the head coaching job. You're not the guy. You're a backup. Bottom line.
That for me, it's not doing your due diligence when there's still other.
Yeah, brought in Jesse.
If they haven't declined the interviews, and not a lot of people, as many people have declined the interviews as I thought they would.
Man, this shit is kicking everybody out. Well,
Dang, dirty.
well,
Are you getting pissed off at everyone? Kick everyone out?
I ain't touching nothing. It's doing that shit on its own. It ain't me.
I mean,
I'm just playing with you, bro.
Wi-Fi dip. That's on you. That ain't on me. I'm hardwired.
I mean, I thought something was going on over there. I'm like, is it snowing over there?
Oh yeah. Look, when your hardwire dip below what Restream can produce, it's gonna take you out the studio. It's not on me. I'm hardwired.
Dirty doesn't live in a cold area. He lives in LA, so he lives in a warm area like Quan.
I don't live in LA. I live in Riverside.
Yeah, man. But nowadays they got snow. They got snow on the ground and ain't even snow. They can't even burn it. So
I'm not even close to LA. I'm an hour and 10 minutes from LA.
Oh, hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Now you're a lot closer than me, bro.
Yeah, I'm an hour and 10 minutes from LA. I live in the boondocks.
Okay.
I'm close to San Diego. I'm an hour and a half from San Diego. I'm an hour and 10. Well, I'm not closer to San Diego, but I'm closer than I was. I'm an hour and a
Did
half.
you move in the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, bro. We haven't talked in a while, so it's been a hot minute.
I left YouTube and got a new house and a new heart.
Oh, you just kicked yourself off.
Hey man, it's that hard wire. It's that hard wire.
I don't know.
Hey, I gotta say it's good. It's good to see my brother, Dirty and Twan. It's been a while since I've seen you guys, so it's good to hang out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for a little bit longer.
Look, I just don't want everybody to act like this quarterback that we're gonna get is about to save the day, and he ain't that type of player.
He needs a year. I think every quarterback, pretty much, if you're a rookie quarterback coming to the NFL, you need some time to sit. So that leads me to a question for you guys. So we know if we cut, our quarterback, it's gonna cost us $18 million in dead cap. If we keep him, it only costs us $8 million more. So do we keep him or do we cut him? And because otherwise we have AOC 12 right now as a starting quarterback. What do you guys think?
I'm fine with AOC, bro. Truthfully, I'm okay with AOC. Paying another player is just paying another player, bro. I'd rather cut him at the 18 before it gets to the 26. I'll tell you that. I'd rather cut for 18 and 26. But at the same time, like I said, I'm two sides of that coin, bro. I can't honestly sit here and believe that Geno is really that fucking bad of a quarterback.
I agree with that too. Like coming into the Raiders,
I cannot genuinely sit here and believe Geno is that bad of a quarterback. And if they decide that they want to run it back with Geno one more year because monetarily it's feasible, right? And you do actually put some protection around him and you run a scheme that Geno can actually go with, I'm fine with running back with Geno and AOC. But my main focus is I want to see them build the offensive line, because without the offensive line, it does not matter who you put at quarterback. You will not get any fucking success. So
agreed.
My only concern right now is the fucking offensive line. I will really deep dive into a Mendoza conversation and talk and thrill and cheer after free agency. After I see him build an offensive line that looks like it can do something. But if they don't do that, I'm never going to get on the Mendoza train because it's a wasted fucking pick. I might as well trade it back and take 3 shots at getting it right versus 1.
Or at least 2.
Or at least 2. Plus 1 next year.
And honestly, there's a guarantee at defensive line. You can get a defensive end on the opposite side of Max. And the thing is, you might not even keep Max, so you're going to need a defensive end, and you can get a defensive tackle. So like people aren't realizing like, yo, you possibly are going to lose your best player this offseason. So there is a defensive end in Miami who you can get. There's a defensive tackle at Ohio State that you can get that addresses two positions that we need to address on the defense end that instantly makes the defense better. You can re-sign the whole backfield as DBs. That's going to improve them. If you bring back the same linebacker core, it's going to improve them. So I'm like, there's a lot to address. There's a lot that needs to be addressed. But a lot of that's not going to be addressed until everyone finds out what direction we're going.
What was that say, Yerp?
I said I would love to get Ruben Bain Jr. or Akeem Messidor, either one. But I wanted to know how many picks does the Jets got? 2. They got first round. How many? They got 2 or 3.
They got 2 first rounders.
2 first and a second.
3.
And they got like 3 or 4 first rounds draft picks next year.
2 first. So they got 2 first rounders. They got 2 second rounders. And I want all 4 of them. I want all 4 of those picks. I'm taking number 1 overall.
Yep. And I'm taking
because that means
Ruben Bain, Ty Simpson, or I'll even take Mal Goa and Hakeem Messidor, and then turn around in the second round and go get one of the second round picks and go and get Drew Allen. That way,
they have the
second and the 16th, so you can get
second and 16th.
That way, you got right.
What up, Rosetown?
So
Rosetown.
So they have the second.
Hey, I can hope for it though, Bernard. I'm just telling you what I want. You know, I'm just telling you what I want.
Because let's be really honest, you guys. Are we going to even be half of what we were this year?
Can't get much worse. We only got 3 wins, so
are we going to
instead of being like 1.5 wins?
Instead of being 32, are we going to be 16 next year? No, we're not taking that type of jump. We'll probably be back in the top 10 next year drafting.
Agreed.
So,
no matter what,
you're telling us that we can't if we trade back this year that we're not going to be able to get a quarterback next year. Miss me with that. Because even if we are top 10 and we get all these picks that we got from this past thing, then if we need to move up and give up a pick or 2 to go get that guy, then we finally can go get that guy. But still, we have enough bullets to make that happen.
Yeah, but
wait, Twan,
decisions. You know,
Twan, I want to ask you this: from Europe, just said it. Europe, how many picks would you want to get out of that first pick? And then Twan, next year, how many picks would you give up to move up to get that pick? I mean, it's a lot of picks either way.
I'm getting at least 2.
I'm with Dirty. I want the first 2 and the 2, and this is why I'm saying that. I was saying what I was saying earlier. Yo, we get Malgoa. We can go and get Messidor with the first 2, and then Drew Aller with one of them second round picks we got from him. You want AOC to play? You have AOC play. Drew Aller sits until he gets healthy. Once he gets healthy, he takes the reins over. Shit, you're starting off. You're starting off.
It gives me 5
good draft right there.
Rounds.
You got your star left. You got your star right tackle. You got your star right tackle. You got somebody that can play on the other side of Max, and then you got your quarterback that's That was a potential number one pick last year because he would have been the number one pick over Cam Walker, Drew Allen, if he would have went out, if he came out, but he got injured when he stayed. So, but he got the talent, he got the arm strength. He's like 6'5", 230.
Man, we about to be in the top 10.
Boy,
You telling me that
he got it.
We're gonna be in the top 10 next year, and you telling me that we can't get it? We can't make a play for Arch Manning, Lenore Sellers, and Dante Moore, which are all going to be on the top at the top of the draft next year.
I'm not sold on Lenore. I'm not sold on Lenore. I'm not.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm not sold on Lenore Sellers. Maybe Arch Manning, but I don't even. What's the? Who's to say he comes to us though? You feel me? Who's to say we will be able to draft him?
What I'm doing?
You gotta have a backup.
This is what I would do. I'm trading with the Cleveland Browns. I'm trading my number one pick. I said you can have the number one pick, and you can draft your franchise quarterback. This time I would package it. You drafting your franchise quarterback who just won a national championship. Well, we could take Shador off you, but here's the thing: Shador is a 5th round draft pick. 5th. He's not a 1st round draft pick. He's a 5th. So I want Shador, who will be considered a 5th. He's a less contract. I want your number one. I want your 2nd round pick, and I want our 5th round pick back.
No, I want both your number ones.
No, we're not gonna get both.
Yeah, I want at least 4 number ones in this draft.
Because you got to think their number. So they have number 6 and number 24. You can give me both your number ones.
They could, but is it realistic? I don't think that
It's realistic. Yeah. It's realistic.
It is.
They need a quarterback because I don't think they're believing in Shador.
And Mendoza,
I'm saying they're not believing in Shador. So
Mendoza in Cleveland, that works for them.
Yeah, that's why I'm running through Cleveland.
Cleveland gonna go crazy over Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner. Oh, they going crazy for that.
Yeah, but you're getting 2 first rounds. Because you have to take Shador. You're getting 2 first rounds. You're taking Shador, who's a fan favorite. That's not going to go in the well. And then I still want another late.
Of course, I want a late round pick too.
I want like a sec. I would say we could get our 5th round pick, or I would want a second. I would want a 2nd and a 3rd. I would say I want your 1st, Shador, 2nd, and 3rd. And if you throw in our 5th, and I'll give you Geno. So you get a starter. You get Geno. You got your franchise quarterback for the future. I'm not taking Deshaun Watson's contract, so you can kick rocks.
They still got Deshaun over there.
Yeah, but Deshaun, he's not playing. He's not. You need someone who can play now. So you can get Geno, his expiring contract next year with an option. So that comes off your books. So that gives you more money the year following. I'm shooting that to Cleveland and talking.
I don't know if that 5th round will fly because he's a Pro Bowler now.
No. He's a substitute. He didn't get voted in. He's a substitute.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That don't mean you got there. You didn't get there by
Fernando Mendoza is not even the number 1 overall rated player.
He's not. You don't have to be drafted number 1. Now.
I know, but he's number 4, and there's so many more things you could get. You know what I mean? You can get Averill Reese. You know what I mean? The linebacker from Ohio State. You can get Reuben Banks Jr. from Miami.
No, that's my guy right there. Don't even mention that. Don't even put that in. Don't even put that in there for them to even.
Or you? Hey, look, I said that.
That's our pick. Because
that's one of the things. Like I was saying, JT. Like if you trade it back with the Jets, you know what I mean, and the Jets decide to go with Mendoza, you can't go wrong with taking Reuben Banks.
Taking Reuben Banks, and
you can't go wrong with taking Ruben Baines, and then you could turn around and pick up Ty Simpson later in the round with that 16 pick.
He reminds me of Khalil so
So
bad.
like,
Who?
Ruben.
Oh, Baines?
look, I'm also a fan of bringing Khalil Mack back for the last. If he got 2 years left, if he
Ruben
has
Bain
2 years
reminds me of
left in
Khalil
him,
so bad.
I'll take those last 2 good years that he got left in him to come in and play on the other side of Max. But I prefer to just build the offensive line and then draft somebody that can play on the other side of fucking Max, and let's see what it do.
I'm saying, but that's the guy you draft on the other side of Max, and then that then shows Max if because he has the choice to stay or leave. That they're giving me help, and then on top of that, I double down on that because like I said, my first 2 draft picks, if I'm going defense back to back.
Yeah.
I'm going on top of that. Hold on, man. Why is it on this? Hold on. Let me go to the right draft.
Yeah, nah, and that's the thing about it, Loon. You know what I mean? You basically swapping picks. That's not technically a trade. And that's why I need more value. You know what I mean? All we doing is really swapping one pick for another pick, but the rest of the trades, you know what I mean, are what I need for the value. You know what I mean? So, like that's why I say like if I can get both the number ones because I'm just swapping, you know what I mean, 1 for 6. You could definitely give me 24. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need your number 1 next year, or I'm gonna need whatever you got in round 2, or I'm gonna need if you got multiples in round 2. I'm gonna need one of those. I'm gonna need a number 3. I'm gonna need a number 4. Like, bro, I need no less than 4
But
picks,
that means, you're giving 2 picks then.
4 or
You're
5
giving
picks,
up, you're
bro.
giving up 2 picks to get 4 and a player.
No, I'm giving up 1.
You're not giving up 1 and getting 4 picks. It's just not happening.
Yes, I am.
You know what? I hope you right and I'm wrong in that point. I don't see it happening. I pray that I'm wrong and you right, and they that dumb. I hope they that dumb, but I just don't see that. Because like I said, my
I
2
can see
picks will
Cleveland
be
doing
better.
that shit though. I can see Cleveland being the team to come up for Mendoza.
Yeah,
I can
they
see
could.
that happening. I'm
They
just
could.
saying.
No. For
And
Mendoza, they would.
look, they've been known to give and give and give, bro. You know what I mean? So if you want to come up and get Mendoza and you're willing to give me motherfucking Shador plus the rest of your first round picks, I mean, plus your second round picks, you know what I mean? Like I'm taking a headache off your hands. I'm taking a headache off your hands. Shador's a headache for you guys. I think he could be really good somewhere else, given a fresh start. But I think he's a headache for Cleveland. You know what I mean? I'll give you Geno so you'll have a veteran presence. You know what I mean? I'll give you Geno and you get Mendoza, and everybody's happy. The city's happy. You know what I mean? You guys are gonna play him. He's gonna start. You know what I mean? And there you have it. So
How many more years y'all think Matt Stafford has?
I think this might have been his last year.
Then I'm trading, and then the Rams will be on the board because they got 2 first round too.
I get it, but I don't
And
know.
one of their first rounds is Atlanta.
I don't know, you know what I mean, what route they really want to take.
That's what I was saying. If he leaves and retires, then the Rams I'm making a call to. Like the first call I'm making to is to the Browns. I'm making my first call to the Browns because they got a piece I want that I can get for cheap, and I can get so much value from the Browns. And they might be dumb enough and desperate. They have the 2 Ds, dumb and desperate. They're dumb and desperate. They might be just as dumb as we are.
Man, we'll have to finish up these 20 minutes then, man. Make it a 3 hour show. I know it was 1 o'clock.
I'm gonna say, yeah, it's 2 here. Shoot, I mean, so you got the Browns, the Rams, Miami. Minnesota.
I like the Jets. I'm sorry. I don't know why that second pick in the 16th looked very lovely to me, because even that 16th, I would mess around and maybe even trade back from there. You know what I'm saying? Pull the trigger on that number 2, and then that 16 maybe go down to 20. You know what I'm saying, or 22, and get some more picks. Either for this year or next year. It's not like we rushing to get them all this year. We can make that an extra third next year or something like that.
Shit, I trade to the Jets for number 2, and I trade to the motherfucking Cleveland Browns 2 to 6, and I pick up 3 players in the motherfucking first round.
That's only if that player's there that they want.
I'm just saying. I would trade from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 6. So I'm picking up all the Jets picks in the first round, and I'm picking up all the Cleveland's picks in the first round.
But I don't think you'd be able to do that, because again, the whole reason why you're able to trade with the Browns is because you have that number 1 pick, and that's they're trying to get Fernando. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You do that
after he's off the books at 1. How are you going to be able to?
Let's just say this happens, Twan. The Jets call. They want to move up to number 1, but they take Reuben Baines.
No, I don't do it.
No, they take Averill Reese. Right?
Let's do it.
Take Averill Reese. Right? Mendoza's still on the board. We at number 2.
Oh, they're not saying back. I no, my first thing to Cleveland. You call Cleveland.
We want to get that number 2 pick.
But hey, I know where they going. Your boy's gonna be available at number 2. I want this. And you lay it out. I want this.
That's why I say, Loon. That's why I said I want they first. I want all their second rounds too, because they got the first round and they got the first pick in the second round.
Who, the Jets or the Browns?
The Jets.
Yeah.
We have the 4th pick. So if you can get the, you know what I mean, get them to trade and give you, man.
Or at least swap. Take the swap, and then you could, you know what I'm saying, then you can parlay that when you get there.
They need a defense. That's what I'm saying. They need a defense. They had no interceptions this year. That's unheard of. Never been done in the NFL.
Who, the Jets?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's because they weren't on the Sauce Walker side.
Never been done in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, where a team didn't have at least 1 interception the whole year. Never been done.
Damn, he just not coming out?
Who?
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
And he been on
injuries. So we got just a few minutes left. I think I'm gonna bless the chat with a little video. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna bless the chat with a little video, a little something I'll do together. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna just play just part of it. But you know, just to show my thanks and my gratitudes. You know what I mean? So a little something for the peoples.
She said, but this what I hear in my head. Il aime ses il la voit partout. Il attend debout une rose à la main. Non, non, plus rien ne me retient. Even know what she said, but then I A bitch never ever had to use it.
Girl, you got me saying,
But bitch, I not on you. Slap on the COVID on you like you. Anything I get, I want you to. Right, man, quit coming out blue. But bitch, I not on you.
But yeah, it just keeps growing. Guys, like,
A little something for the people's mind. Just a little something for the people. A little something. Anyways, man. Closing statements, man. Closing statements. You got 2.5 minutes each. Closing statements. We start with Twan, man. What are you looking for? This off season, man. What are your 5 keys to the off season, man? That's for everybody, man. So get to thinking now. We're gonna start with Twan, man. Your 5 keys to offensive to the Raiders' success in the off season.
C is for Cookie. That's good enough for me. Not playing. O line, O line, O line, O line, O line. That's all I'm worried about.
No, really. Your 5 keys. Give me your 5 keys, bro.
Nah, I'm serious. It's really O line. I'm not. I believe in Gino. I believe that Gino's not as bad as people think he is. I think that O line didn't help the situation nor the play calling from the coaching staff. So O line coaching. What else do I need to see? A good good backup running back because Dylan Lobby ain't it, and we need a safety.
Okay.
We need a safety. I like Bud Clark, by the way.
That's 4. You got one more.
Get Max some help. Get Max some help. Because Max is on one leg. And he all we got.
Yerk, what you got, man? You got 5 keys for the off season? Yep. JC, you got 5 keys?
Oh yeah. Patience is a virtue. Stop panicking because people are hiring. The guys that are hiring right now never had you in their plan. Don't panic. Make the right hire. Make sure the person you're hiring has a plan that's foreseeable for the future and not just something that's temporary. Run this by trustworthy executives, former executives, as well as players. Reach around the league, start talking to agents, test the water to see where you guys lie at. Because right now you don't lie too well with a lot of agencies. They don't like you guys. They're not excited about you. You're not the talk of the town, so you're low on the totem pole. Make the smart decision. Don't just pick a guy because he looks good. Don't do what your dad did. Don't fall in love with somebody's characteristics when they don't understand. To build a winning organization, you have to have a winning mindset, but you have to have a winning locker room. Bring in guys who can gel. Bring in guys who have the same mindset and like build a team. Don't just add players or treat this like Madden and say, "Oh, we can bring this guy." No, read the room. Like, and you interview people, make sure they got social skills.
I asked the brother for 5 keys. He gave me.
I gave you three. I gave my fourth one.
Nigga brought the locksmith.
My fourth one.
Keys,
Hey,
nigga
man,
brought the locksmith.
I'm explaining, man. And that was what? That was three.
Was that the first key, nigga?
The first key was his patience. And I elaborated, and then shit. And then like Twan said, but I'm gonna go the opposite: D line, D line, and D line. He's going with the offensive line. I think you could build through the defensive line through the draft. Offensive line, if you can go free agency, then yeah, do that. But shoot, the D line is where the draft is this year.
Cleveland don't have a head coach either. All eyes. It's us, the Cards, and Cleveland. We're the only 3 teams without a head coach.
And honestly, this draft overall is leaning toward the defensive draft.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's going to be guys on the offense that you can get, but primarily, if you're going to get most of your value defensively.
What's your 5 keys? You got your 5 keys?
Yeah. Number 1 is find the right hitch. That's the number 1 key. Number 2 is build the trenches, offense and defense. Free agency, and you can, I would say, build the back end and the secondary also. Third key is you get the quarterback. At this point, it really doesn't matter what quarterback you get. But you get your quarterback. Fourth key is, fourth key, which should be the second key, build a good offensive build a good staff. Build a good staff. On the fifth keys, offensive line. Build that offensive line.
Yeah. So my 5 keys. So head coach is 1. I'm with you on that one. You gotta find the head coach, the right head coach, right off top. Like that's got to be the number 1. Number 2, yeah, I'm with you on that too. You got to build offense, defensive line. You know what I mean? You need 3 key pieces on that offensive line. You need 2 on that defensive line. You could do it through D line. You could do through the draft. You know what I mean? If you work it right, you could do it through the draft. The O line has to be built through free agency. That's just a must. I'm sorry. I need veteran presence to feel comfortable. You know what I mean, with drafting the QB.
Right.
Number 3 would be addressing the special teams. For me, I felt like special teams really cost us. You know what I mean? Some shit this year. It was really embarrassing. Number 4, I would say, would be backfield, all phases of the defensive backfield, linebackers back to safeties. You need to get that right. Um, number 5, because I think that was 4, right? That was 4. So number 5. My 5th one, I would venture to say my 5th would be God, so many things. What could I put on the list? Um 5 things the Raiders franchise could do for success.
Hire me as GM.
No. I would say that last one would be, well, get players in here that want to be here. You know what I mean? Get players in here that really want to be here. You know what I mean? Get players that want to come and change the culture, want to win, want to do better than what we've been doing, man. Yeah, that would be my 5 keys, man. If you're gonna overspend on somebody who actually wants to be here. Don't just overspend to overspend. Overspend on somebody that actually shows genuine interest in wanting to be here. Yeah. I want to thank you guys for pulling up as always, man. I greatly appreciate it. I always like bouncing opinions off of people and getting, different feedbacks to the crowd. As always, man, 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could have been doing. The fact that you allowed me and my guests to grace your screen for any amount of time was greatly appreciated, more than I can verbally express. And as the new saying goes here, is when you end the show, you know what I mean? DNA may make you related, but loyalty makes you family. Raider Nation, I love you. We out.